seeing a commercial, even if they were watching. So like, do I give it a minute?
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of like we'll just sort of sit here
right
and
there?
yeah, that's the camera right there.
You could be doing a commercial for game night.
I could be doing a commercial for game night, but it would be getting overridden by the commercial that's playing before.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're doing Dungeons and Donations here. So basically, raising money for Children's Hospital Foundation of Manitoba, help heal sick kids, and running a D&D campaign. If you look below, you'll see a list of all the things you can do. Messing with the campaign for donations should be down there anyways. I hope. Depends on what you're watching it on. If you want to swing by the store, you can donate in person. There's also links on Facebook and on the Extra Life page, which again there is a link below for you to donate there. So to just set the scene a little bit here, our party is in the jungle of the land called the Colony. Basically, feral dragons, weird mushroom dogs, and who knows what else. And the idea is that the colony is on this other continent. There's this giant impossible bridge that has been built that leads to it. That is going to or is used to get these magic stones that power most of the magic technology in this society. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys had signed up for this larger group, strength in numbers, getting paid a decent amount for what's mostly going to be grunt work, and you've been led to this temple. You went. There's about 5 different adventuring groups of different levels of success, we'll say, and you've been working your way through through this temple, and it's mostly been traps and a few different monsters, but you've sort of been sent in one particular direction, searching for this particular sigil. It's a triangle with a circle through it, just sort of crossing all around through it. More on the inside, but yeah, you got the idea.
It's the art reactor.
There you go, yeah. So you're looking for this particular sigil, and if you find it, you are not supposed to do anything except someone's supposed to go back and get one of the superiors, and they'll take care of it. You're not supposed to go do anything once you see that sigil. So you've got dropped off by your superiors. There's a hallway ahead of you, and there's 2 doors. There's one at the end of this hallway, and then about halfway through, there's one on the right. The area, it's sort of your classic rundown temple. The walls are very mossy. It's a very green smell in this place. And the doors themselves seem to be made of stone, but from what you've seen, they seem to be opening fairly easily. Just before we get started, I guess everybody go around, introduce yourself, then your character. Steven.
Hi, I'm Stephen Hamnick. You can find me on Twitter at StephenH_TL. I'm playing Stoot Avernaver. I am a gnome of the forest and a druid.
Oh, that was it. Hi, I'm Walker. I will be playing Adam, the Tiefling Paladin. I don't know if you want me to give the donation link now. For my thing. So you can donate to help power up my character, power down my character, buff my character, nerf my character, best my character. I'm not sure. I'm stalling for a while I find the link. At drumroll extra-life.org/participant/Lanarus, LANARUSE. We'll put that in the chat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Steven threw it in the chat there.
I'm Will. I've been D&D forever. I don't have any of that fancy stuff. I'm a Torback Iron Flask, a dwarven drunkard / barbarian.
Sorry, Toot?
Torback Iron Flask.
there we go.
And a multi-class dwarven barbarian drunkard.
I didn't realize that drunk was a class, but
Yes.
I haven't been playing as long
It's
as
a racial class.
It sounds more like a problem than a class.
I am Sarah. any of that fancy stuff. I am playing Sybil Goodwocket of Goodwocket's Brigade. She is a gnome monk who has a folk hero background.
My name is Jason. I also don't have fancy stuff because I'm old. My character's name is Patron. I am a half-orc bard who finger paints.
Thank
Is
God.
that
Say
We're not all
patron?
short.
patron or
Yeah.
patron? Patron?
Patron.
I love it.
Pain.
I hate it.
Good.
The two types
Bard
of
or
people.
warlock?
I'm glad we're not all short in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the first
I am.
session, it was 2 dwarves, a halfling, and a short bird.
Yep.
Nice.
It was great. They were all under 3
It's
feet.
like our 10 strength brigade from the last game.
Our greatest challenge was a to-code built fence.
Some people struggle with doors. Well known.
Anyways, so we've got Stu, we've got Adam, man?
Adam.
Yep.
Just Adam.
Just Adam?
is
Okay.
fine.
We have someone saying hi to Walker.
We've got Sybil,
What's Cherry doing?
Sybil, Torback, and
Hey.
Paintron.
Patron.
Paint.
Like patron,
Yeah.
but paint.
So it's Paintron.
For chat, I will put it in.
I'm not a robot.
Does he have a Patreon?
Huh?
Does he have a Patreon account?
I don't currently, but I will be signing up for it soon.
Yeah,
Mostly for my cosplay.
If you multiclass into warlock, it'll be patron. It'll be patron's patron.
That's true.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You should multiclass.
Or you should meet. What was his name? Harold Salad.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not getting into salad right now. All right, so yeah, the 5 of you are in the hallway. You've just sort of been ceremoniously left behind by one of your superiors, and you're in this hallway. You're just told explore that way, and then he just kind of walked away.
And you said there's a door.
There's a door on the left, and then a door that's just straight ahead.
Always go left.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
you
cool.
guys approach the door. Who's going to be pushing on the door to open it?
I mean, probably the person with the highest strength, which is me.
Definitely you.
So I will attempt to push the door down. Do
Okay.
I have the giant
How
flask
strong are
from
you?
the last game?
You do not.
Are you particularly strong? Because I'm also a half orc, so I'm very strong.
I'm particularly strong.
Okay.
Okay, so
I
yeah,
think strength is actually the only statistic that matters for barbarians.
so if you go up to the door and you push on it, and it does seem to open a lot easier than you think it would, and it just sort of swings out, and the light from your torches, shoots into the room, and you see it's a room that has 4 tables in it. It almost looks like it's some sort of sitting or eating room, but you don't really see anything else in there. Just the 4 tables seem to be built for, almost more built for dwarves, or at least dwarf-sized creatures of some form. There's a bunch of what looks like just sort of simple cabinets along the side. Some of them like they're wood cabinets. Some of them the wood seems to be well preserved. Some of it's sort of the cabinets sort of just start hanging open. In the open ones you don't see anything in them, but that's about all that you see in this room.
Anyone fancy a sit-down meal, or shall we keep it?
I mean, some drink could be nice.
Are there cabinets that are closed?
There are a few that are closed, absolutely.
Just gonna walk over
Mm-hmm.
and like try and open one of the cabinets that like looks fancy.
Okay.
Fancy cabinet.
So you open the cabinet, and it gives you a little more resistance than you expect it to, but you're able to give it a good tug, and it pops open. And then as you open it up, the first thing you notice is just this smell that comes out of it that's almost fresh. It seems very weird, and you open it, and inside is not only is there food that looks like it's fresh and good to eat, but also all of the wood inside seems perfectly preserved, like as if this thing was installed yesterday. Like it looks nothing like the outside wood at all.
What kind of food is it?
A lot of sort of the local fruits and vegetables that you're not that familiar with.
Okay.
Lots of sort of bright colored fruits and vegetables. You don't see any meat in there though.
Can I like grab the thing that looks the most like an apple?
Yeah, you grab something that you've seen it in the stalls at some of the stands in the city there, and it was pretty good. It's sort of a round orange, it's almost a perfect sphere, and then has just a sort of a staff or a stick coming out of it. So you grab that, and
does it still look wonderful when it comes out of the cabinet?
yeah, it's got a good weight. It feels like it's fresh as far as you can tell.
I mean, we could have that meal.
Are there any like berries?
There's it doesn't look like there's any berries. There's some smaller fruits that are just about like this big in a clump, but they don't look so much like berries.
I draw it. It's wonderful.
Bravo. I think I'll before I eat the fruit, I'm gonna hand it to the resident gnome druid. It just seems weird in this space.
I like grab it, and then I go into the thing, and I grab the like what are fairly evidently probably grapes, and I'm like, I don't know, I'll pop a grape in my mouth, chew.
So you pop it into your mouth, and you bite into it. It seems fresh. It seems tasty. It seems like it seems good as far as you can tell.
She's gonna. Sybil will take back the like orange thing.
Yeah.
And just like try and bite into it. Does it clearly have a peel? Because then she would peel it first.
Being unfamiliar with the fruit, you bite into it, quickly realizing there is a peel, but the peel tastes good.
Oh, great.
So
Should we be eating strange fruit in this temple?
I think.
Eat it first.
I mean,
I eat another grape.
I'm all for artistic endeavors here, but
Oh no,
my painting is done.
I'm just hungry.
I think that this may not be what we're here for.
Scoot is definitely not hungry. He had a good berry this morning, so he's good.
Yeah.
He's just chowing down.
Sybil's always hungry. She's just gonna keep eating.
What do we know of this place so far? Is this common?
There's nothing really common in the jungles of Isaiah. It's sort of one of those expected the unexpected things. Have you heard stories of this particular phenomenon? Not really. A lot of these temples seem to be built strangely with no purpose. There's no really concept that anybody has of the history of them or any peoples that they might have been, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of consistency between them. Okay. It might have something to do with the fact that the terrain of Isaiah seems to change on a constant basis, though nobody ever sees it moving. So whether these temples were actually built by people or whether there's some sort of magical phenomenon that's just imitating things, no one's really sure.
I think Sybil will like take as much fruit that she can in her bag. Mm-hmm. So you just like never know when you need a snack.
Just from that one that you opened, or are you going to open others?
Just from that one.
Okay.
But if you want to open another one, you might find some drink somewhere else.
That encourages me to go open another one.
Yeah.
I wander outside of the door and just sort of start looking. I listen maybe at the other door.
Okay. So while you're walking out, you open one of them. Can I get you to roll a D4?
Yeah, I definitely. A 4.
4. Okay, so you go up to the first one, you open it up, and as soon as you open it, something comes flying out. Can I get you to roll a dex save?
I hope so. 7.
7. So you react too slow, and a bat actually flies out right into your face. It gets caught into your beard for a few seconds. You're able to sort of throw it out, and it sort of flies off.
I throw a hand axe after it leaves.
Roll an attack
as
roll.
it's running away from it. That'll be a 17.
17. So you turn around, you instantly throw a hand axe at it, and it flips through the air and ends up slicing it right on top, and the bat falls to the ground.
Did that have to be so close to me?
I mean,
Is it fresh meat?
It wasn't gonna. It wasn't gonna.
It probably
I mean-
didn't have to be so close to you, but it could have been further.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have been further away from the bat.
So
Why are people throwing things?
It's
What is-
me.
you turn around to look at the
Also,
cabinet.
what's in the cabinet?
You turn around to look at the cabinet, and like the other one, it's the inside. It doesn't look anything like the outside. It looks perfectly preserved, but there's no food in this one. All there is a shadow box with an amulet inside, and on the amulet is the sigil that you've been told to look for.
Okay. Were we supposed to find the sigil, not touch the sigil, and then go report back? Or are we supposed to, or were we supposed to not find the thing that looks like the sigil?
You were told if you see the sigil, don't do anything. Come get a superior.
Okay. Well, that seems very boring.
Yeah, I mean, authority is the worst.
Stu
Well,
is
mostly just
definitely
seems that would
distracted
take-
by this bat and is saying hi to it. 'Cause
The dead bat.
yeah,
Okay.
He's saying rest in
Yeah.
peace to it.
he's like,
Pieces
hi
of-
bat.
It
Like
is in fact now two
realizing now that it is two bats.
Half
He's
the
like,
bat it used to be.
Or twice the bat.
like kind of prods at it, stands up.
I will reach through the shadow box and grab it. Just be like, shh.
That's not exactly what I meant, but
No, I'm not even in the room anymore.
So yeah, you sort of smash it, grab, pull out, and look at it in your hand. It's an amulet.
Now, does the shadow? Can the shadow box move, or was it like stuck in the wall?
It was mounted to the wall. So
Is there anything behind the shadow box, or is it?
not that you can see. It looks like if you sort of feel in there, it's basically just
Okay. There's no like.
it's just a mount for it. It
There's
feels
no,
like it's
like,
got a hard
false
back. Doesn't seem like no.
It's like, well, I got what we came for. That was very anticlimactic.
I guess
Yep. Mission accomplished. Let's post up a large banner and then go home.
So while this is happening, you're looking at the other door. So you sort of got your ear to the door, and then you hear almost a burning sound. But it's like not coming from behind the door. It's on the door.
Oh.
Just you were listening for a couple seconds, and then it suddenly happened. You see from behind, sort of where his head is, there suddenly starts to be a light coming up, and you sort of notice corner of your eye a light coming up.
You might want to step back.
Yeah.
Briefly.
And as you sort of reactionarily step back, you see in green glowing lights that same sigil on the door.
I found this sigil.
Again.
It's right here. It's a door.
I think this one maybe we ought not to touch.
we found one too.
Yeah. Okay, so do we just go? Does this mean go through the door, or does this mean run away from the door?
I think we ought to report this one.
I mean, I think that's probably a better idea. Finding a magical mystical amulet is one thing, but a sigil magically burning itself to a door.
Do we know what the symbol looks like?
It looks like this. Yeah, actually, patron, you should paint it.
I'm going to.
And then we can let them know exactly.
I'm absolutely going to.
I mean, I don't actually think that's a bad idea. Now
What,
that there's,
painting
like,
it?
Something happened.
I wonder, well, and if they told us not to take that, I wonder if we have to leave the amulet behind and have them happen upon it.
Well, let's not be so easy.
And there's a
Taking it by the
circle in the center. Yeah. Ooh, I like the artistic credit you're taking.
Thank you. This is what I see.
It's great.
It's important to see all the colors of whatever you're drawing,
I agree.
Even
because
if
otherwise you don't get the colors
they're
right.
not there.
Absolutely. Sybil really actually knows nothing about art.
Neither do I.
Okay. Well, so I will pocket the amulet.
Clear evidence of the content.
I'm not going to put it out, but I will pocket it.
Okay. And are you guys going to head back and tell them about the door?
I think so.
Yeah.
Does anybody have an expedient way of telling them?
Animal messages.
Trudge all the way back.
No,
I certainly
Not
I
today.
think we're definitely going to have to trudge all the way back.
Yeah.
Back to the jungle.
Trudge all the way back.
Okay, wait. How far of a trudge back is it?
I mean, it probably shouldn't be far, just because it just depends on where they've gotten, right?
Okay. So it's not like It's not like
Pretty good.
multiple days traveling.
Oh no.
So
Okay.
we were sent down one
Like
hall, and
the whole,
everybody else went
yeah,
to other ways.
the entire group is in
Oh, okay.
is in the temple.
Yeah.
I thought the entire group was in the jungle.
No.
That's fine. Okay. All right. So yeah. So let's turn back and go let everybody know
Find someone.
about the sigil we did find and not the one we didn't find.
To our manager.
Yeah.
Dude's like, I could stay here and figure out what this is. Well,
Well, we know what it is. It's this.
yeah, but like,
That's right.
it's magic, and I can detect what kind of magic it is.
It's a sigil.
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a sigil.
Yeah.
hmm
Let's go back and let them
Looks like this.
all be here in case something goes wrong. And we can do
Yeah.
it right after.
Okay.
So you're headed back.
Well, kind of like.
Well, okay, not all of us have to head back. Just
Yeah.
Why?
okay.
We just have to report it.
Yes.
So.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. I will stay here.
So,
Who's the fastest person? Yeah, you're probably the fastest.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But you have the best relationship with authority.
So we just got a $50 donation
Oh,
from Daniel Alexander. He didn't purchase anything. I think he just threw money at us. So thank you, Daniel, for the donation.
Great.
Sweet.
Great.
If you wanted to go to something, tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The
tell us
list is
soon, tell us
down
soon.
there.
yep.
Please don't hurt us.
So Sybil will go as fast as she can, though begrudgingly, but she doesn't really want to miss out on anything. So she's going to go as fast as she can
Okay.
to find the nearest person of a pay grade higher than her.
Okay, so you start dashing, and it doesn't take you long to get to a group where you can see one person who you recognize as being a step up or two, and he's sort of standing around. Looks like he's bossing around the group as far as pick up this and set that up, and
Hey, we found something.
yeah, okay, that's
It's a
nice.
triangle with a circle in the center. We found the thing.
Where?
Down the hall. Over there.
That hole.
Yeah, that hall.
Okay, what did it look like?
She's like, fuck, I should have brought the stupid piece of art. She's like, well, it's like a triangle with
Yeah.
a circle in the center.
So the sickle.
Yes,
Yeah, no, you like down there?
down there.
No, there isn't anything down there. That's why we. Are you sure?
Yes, I am sure. And she's gonna like stand up as tall as she can. Her like very gnomish tall height, real small. She's gonna stand up and she's gonna like be super intimidating and get into his face and be like, it was a triangle with a circle in the center. He was the only person in the group who even took notes.
I took notes.
You took notes later.
Can I get you to roll intimidate with advantage?
You're not there,
With
but for some
advantage?
reason
Yeah.
you're like,
Well,
You needed it.
I'm also.
And we'll see. Hey.
So it's 15.
Okay. Yeah, he actually takes a step back when you do that, and he's like, "Oh, okay. Well, you know what? You go tell Lord Crowstone and the rest of you come with me." And they quickly follow you.
She's gonna like walk too fast back. Like she won't dash, but
Yeah.
she'll like lead them too fast.
Yeah. So they keep up awkwardly. You know,
so
and,
while you were gone,
It's like a video
did
game.
you
Yeah.
bust this door down?
Stu's just sitting
I
on the
definitely
floor
would.
with a stick of incense, just like humming a
Other people
song
wanna do
to
it.
himself, doing the
I would've
detect
better
magic
than-
ritual.
In a heartbeat.
So it's like it's gonna take 10 minutes. This song is really long. It's all like all the words are in Druidic, so it's just like little bird chirps that he interjects. And then like at one point you just hear this like series of 10 seconds that's just bat screeches. It's like,
So
what is this?
The group along with Sybil arrives, and
Right at the bat screeches.
and the higher up goes right up to the door and sees the sigil and looks at it, and he looks really surprised. Says, okay, all right, you five, that room, what's in there? Yeah, go investigate it. Let us know more about it. Just stay in that room and just stay there for now and investigate it. I don't know what you guys do. Just get in there.
The room's been investigated. It's mostly food
Investigate
stores.
it some more. How does that sound?
Well,
Stu
It sounds like you're trying to get rid of us.
Stu pauses for a second. Oh,
Yeah, why don't
in-
you paint that and then show
I did.
it to
See?
me? Not that.
I did what you said already. See?
Yeah.
Can I get you to roll a perform check?
Okay. I'm not very good at it.
Move the art over for you.
As a half orc, I'm not very good at that.
I disagree.
Oh yeah. Okay, 23.
As you hold it up and shove it in his nose, he looks at it, and you can tell he's about to snap back at you, and he looks at it again, he's like, oh, that's actually not that bad. That's pretty good.
Overcome.
Yeah, but yeah, just, yeah, I'm sure are there things in there you could paint?
Don't you want me to paint the things in here? Look
It
how
looks
good
very-
it is.
It looks very important.
I'll come get you later.
How long has it been?
It's been about, well, have you guys left to go into the
No,
other
no,
room?
like
He's doing
Stoots,
a ritual.
I'm finishing out the ritual. If it's been less than 10 minutes, then I'm not done yet. I'm just sitting on the floor.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
If
it's been like 7 minutes.
Okay, Stoots just sitting there and like at this point it's just squirrel chitters. So he's just chittering to himself very quietly.
So after he pushes you guys back, he turns towards the door and starts inspecting the sigil.
Oh, Stoots still sitting on the floor, like 5 feet behind him.
Yeah, but like you can tell he pulls out a notebook, opens it up, and just starts looking at it, and you suddenly realize he's looking at it so intently he doesn't even seem to notice that you're still there. So he's writing things down, and a few more minutes pass, and what ritual are you casting? That just
Detect
finished?
magic.
Okay, all right.
It completes.
Rock.
I can. Oh no! I get to see a faint aura glowing around any magical items or objects in the area. It lasts for, I believe, 10 minutes, and I get to see what school it is.
Okay.
Yeah, up to 10 minutes. So I'm gonna look at that door.
Okay.
Is it magic?
The door, in fact, does seem to have an enchantment on it. Yes.
Okay, and what school of magic?
Oh, that's a good question.
Every DM's favorite question.
Yep.
What school of magic is it?
Gandalfian.
This is where you hand wave and say it's rock magic.
Or just plot magic.
It's a mix of a bunch of kind of whatever magic would. It's a lot. You can tell
Okay,
it's-
yeah. So abjuration.
Abjuration, absolutely. That's what I said. That's what you heard. So it's abjuration magic.
Now I wander into the other room and I want to check out those cabinets.
Okay.
Is there still a closed cabinet?
Oh yeah. There's still 2 closed ones.
After everybody enters the room, I close the door.
Okay.
Behind it.
So you all went into the other room. Now.
Yeah.
I find this highly suspect.
I feel like
What we're doing or
We
what he's
would've-
doing?
No, what he's doing, making us leave.
Nah.
So,
I mean, we're the
we
ones
could
getting
also
paid.
have somebody.
That's true. Here's one thing.
Why don't
So,
you just wait at the door at him?
Yeah. I mean, there's more cabinets.
We need to find you some drink.
I know. I'm gonna open this.
okay. What do we got?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait,
So, you
The
guys
locked
get to actually
door.
put it in the lockbox.
Alright.
You guys get back into the room, you close the door, and as you start contemplating what you're going to do next, one of the cabinets shakes a little bit.
Is it magic?
That is absolutely magic.
As it
Okay.
shakes, I go up and open it.
So, you
Like,
walk up.
shaking moves.
You walk up to open it, and as you open it, you realize that all of the cabinets in the room have abjuration magic on them. Except that one.
Oh.
That one is evocation.
Oh.
You aren't able to say anything fast enough, and as you open the door,
Like,
Um,
moves.
a figure flies out of it. Can I get another dex save from you?
I,
This one had dangerous insight.
19.
19. Okay.
I learned, no, this time I go up to it. Oh, I go up to it. I'm like, wait a minute. Then I go to the side.
So you step out of the way expecting it, and 3 figures fly out one after the other. And at first it looked like they were just bats. Again, but this time as they come out, they expand, and it ends up being 3 huge bat-like figures. And by huge, I mean by bat, figures. So they're all probably a little bit taller than most dwarves, and they run out and they just jump at you and start attacking. Everybody, roll initiative.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, Stoot.
Stoot got a 12.
12 for Stoot. Adam.
11.
11 for Adam.
Also 11.
For Torback. Torback, Adam, Daddy, Astute. Sybil.
20.
20 for Sybil.
Unnatural
And
20.
Pantron.
Yeah, an unnatural.
7.
I'm never gonna get that right. I'm sorry.
Call me Paint.
All right, Pant. All right, Sybil, you start us off.
3 bat creatures.
3 bat creatures, and they're claws, and they've got teeth and wings, and they're clearly
Clearly hostile.
aggressive.
I mean, Sybil doesn't care. She's going to approach with her quarterstaff and
Yep.
take a swing at the one that's closest to her.
Okay,
Oh, she's gonna roll a 9.
9. You know, it's you step forward and swing at it, and it just sort of ducks down, and it brushes along its wings that were sticking up, but it doesn't seem to do anything to it.
Cool. I have to do an unarmed attack still.
You can do one now.
Okay.
Great. I'm gonna come back with my elbow, and this time I rolled much better. 24.
Okay. So 24 rolls some damage.
Great.
Just D4.
G4. Thank you, resident. Helpful. It's only 4 points of damage.
Okay. So you swing back with an elbow, you said?
Yep, with an elbow.
You swing back up with an elbow. It didn't see that coming. You were too fast for it. You just get it right in the chin, and it takes a few steps
I also
back.
feel like her elbow up is like helped by the staff on the floor because she's so short, so she like hops up.
It's
Okay.
like a little springboard
Yeah,
maneuver.
pretty much.
So the bad thing that you hit seems a little shocked. It stepped back. It doesn't do anything this turn. One of them is going to. Let's see. Where's my? Is going to go after Patron. Patron.
That's you got it. Patron.
Patron. It's going to go after Patron, and it's going to come
like
flying at you,
Patron.
claws swinging. 14?
Yeah.
14 hits, all right. So it's going to hit you for 4 damage as it swings its claws into you. And then the other one is going to come flying at Adam, and it's going to attack. It's actually going to come at you with a bite for 12. Nope. So you're able to sort of step out of the way of the bite of the bat there. Who's the other? Stoot.
It's Stoot's turn.
Yes, it's Scoot or Stoot.
Stoot.
Okay.
With 2 T's.
Right.
2 O's. It's basically toot with an S in front.
Right.
There we go.
Or toots backwards.
Right.
So
Everyone toots backwards. That's where the apparatus is.
he takes a quick step forward, raises a hand, grows big, nasty claws, and scratches down, and is going to use primal savagery to make a
Classic.
16. No, 18.
Hit.
Okay, I do 1 second. I think it's D10. It's D10. 2 damage.
Okay. All right, Adam.
I will say, I suppose talking's out of the question, and I will take a swing at the one who just came at me with my rapier, or a stab, I should say. Is 16.
Hit.
Just go for center mass right in the chest with a 8 damage.
8 damage. Finish him off.
Yeah, I think it comes at me, I just step out of the way and grab its shoulder and right to the chest. Throw it out with a flourish.
All right. So as it falls to the ground, it hits the ground and sort of just poofs into these little balls of light that dissipate. And sort of the blood that was on your sword does sort of the same thing. As it dies, it just sort of turns to balls of light and almost falls off like they're sparks.
Do you know anything about illusions?
Torback.
Seems a little odd to me.
A little weird. I mean, or there's summoned creatures of some sort. I will pull the shield off my back and take a swing with the warhammer. There are 2 of them. There were 2 of them.
Yeah, there's 2 left. One has been damaged by Sybil, one has been damaged by Toot.
I'll go after the one that Sybil attacked. Oh, and I'll miss.
Halfling one.
With an 8. The halfling one.
Okay. Patron. Patron.
Well,
Oh, yeah. More dangerous. That's really fantastic.
No, yes.
I'm going to walk up
Yep.
And pull out my longsword, ready to attack.
Yep.
And then I'm going to hand my painting over to you. So,
Great action.
you,
Will, can you hold up the painting to the camera there?
Yeah.
So everyone
It's
can see.
signed.
it's signed as well, which is very important.
Very valuable
Of
day.
course.
So, you get plus D6 on any one ability check, attack roll, or save.
Inspiration.
It's your choice.
Did you say D6?
D6, yeah. And you can choose to do that after you roll the dice, but before he tells you what the result of it
Great.
is. So if you roll really poorly, you can cite yourself.
And I'm gonna give you inspiration. for
Arclight
the-
Jammer
for the painting.
likes your finger painting.
Where's my painting?
I'm God.
That's how that works.
I'm God. My
You see a
painting
painting
is the
Sistine
world.
Chapel.
Is the whole world.
His paintings are your paintings. He has inspired you. He works through you.
You gotta do the touch if you're God.
What's happening?
I've
No
been
blasphemy
murdered.
on the stream.
Okay.
Ideally.
Is that
And then
your
I
action?
believe that
Bonus
is.
action expire.
Yeah, I don't think that's an action.
Pretty sure it's a bonus action to expire.
Yeah, bonus action. So I'm gonna run over and longsword somebody in the face. That is going to be a 13.
Hit.
Okay.
So you gave the painting to Sybil. Are you attacking the one that was in front of her?
No, I'm attacking the other.
The other one. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That is going to be 9 damage.
Finish it off.
Well, of course, after handing off my beautiful piece of artwork, I then, with a flourish, chop him in the face. As brutally and horrifically as I possibly can. With no finesse, no artistry, just power.
You just take the axe and you just
It's
punch
a
it
sword.
into him.
It's a
You
sword.
just punch him with the hilt.
Adam will visibly like.
I just realized my AC is
Just
high.
bludgeoning damage.
All right, Sybil.
All right. So there's still one in front of me.
The one right in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
She's
all
gonna,
up in your grill.
She's gonna swing at it with her quarterstaff again. This time she rolled more. 18.
Hit.
8 points of damage.
Finish it off.
I think she will swing around its feet and like take it, like sweep it off its feet, unless it's actually flying still. That was the thing I was like talking about. So she'll sweep it off its feet, and then she'll like actually smash the damage down on it.
Awesome. So with these last two, again, they sort of dissipate into little sparks of light, and that seems to be the end of them, and they're all gone.
That's a much like cleaner process.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I think that at the very least, we have to report that. I'll go to the door, open it, and see what the situation is outside.
So you open the door, and as you approach the door to open it, you hear footsteps, and you open the door, and you see guys running back and forth, and you know that the one superior still at the door with the handle there, and one guy stops in front of the door and says, "What are you doing? I thought you were supposed to stay in there."
We were just attacked by some creatures. Just figured we have to let you know.
What kind of creatures?
Bats.
Bat-like things.
But
large.
big bats.
Where?
No,
Where are
Bat
they?
men, one
The
would
dead
say.
now.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Then,
Just wanted to make sure.
yeah. Are there any more?
Not that we know. Not yet.
Okay. Then,
Everything going on all right out here?
sorry.
Door? Everything going all right out here with the door? And
Yeah. Just stay in there and whatever it is you guys do here.
I
Do
paint.
that.
He has pain. You ought to see it.
Yeah, sure. Do some more of that. Yeah. Okay. I gotta go. And then,
Is there anything magical on this guy? 'Cause now that I'm like looking at him, okay. Like,
There's one more cabinet, right?
there is one
While
more.
they're at the
cabinet.
door,
Moving your chair up just a little bit.
while they're at the door, Sybil will go to the left cabinet and like pull it open. Ready? Alcohol.
So you open the door, and again, perfectly crisp in there. and yeah, it looks like there's a good amount of bottles. This one's weird. It looks like it's actually deeper than it should be, at least compared to the other ones in the wall. But it looks like there's a few rows of on the bottom rack. It looks like some ale, and on the top rack it looks like some wine. Again, it's sort of going deep.
You're not quite sure when I got there, but I'm actually suddenly right beside you.
Yeah, Sybil's about to turn
It's like-
around to
it's
be
like-
like, Torbat,
I'm like, and I'm already there. I'm like,
hi.
You don't have danger sense yet, but you do have alcohol.
yes.
Sybil will actually, like, when you take the first, like, bottle or whatever out from the front, she's gonna, like, climb in and try to crawl to the back of the thing to see if there's, like, better stuff at the back. Like, higher quality.
I would be aware if there was any better stuff in the back.
Is that true?
I mean,
I don't see that
I
on
would
the
like it to be.
You've heard of stone cunning. He has
Yeah.
booze cunning.
I would gladly trade stone cutting for booze cutting, if you will allow it.
$5 donation.
Hey,
It's yours.
That's fine.
Amazing. Edit your
For
character
$10,
sheet.
can I have it in addition to?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Is this a donation, or are you just taking $10?
This is not bribery.
It can be either one. I'm fine.
This is definitely not bribery.
Bribery for the sick children.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, for
Yeah.
D&D
It's-
bribery for the sick
All right,
children.
roll me booze cutting.
Booze cutting.
Disadvantage, I think.
It's double proficiency,
Oh, there you go.
which is not as good.
Yeah.
7.
Okay, you instantly reach in and grab the first one, and you sort of pause for a second. You put it down, you reach 2 back, grab another one, and then sort of humber off to the table.
You can see some of like the braids in my beard like twitching, like I'm like,
It's like a
There we go.
dowsing rod.
Yeah.
You have a dousing beard.
Oh my goodness. I think Sybil would still want to crawl into the cabinet to see if it actually goes anywhere.
Ben just donated $25.
Uh-oh.
Good job, Ben.
What has
All right,
happened?
thanks,
What is
Ben.
it for, Ben?
Let us know if it's for a thing. I don't see a
Yeah.
message here. I could just be looking at it wrong. Anything in the chat?
Oh, I am here and dangerous to go alone.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Both I am here, but Ben isn't here.
No.
As in, I am. Isn't that?
That would be just spawn in.
He
Yeah.
wants Basil to come out.
Okay, all right, that works. Is that what it
Basil
said?
must make
Yeah.
an
Yep,
appearance.
just in chat. Basil
Okay.
must make an appearance.
Okay, all right.
That doesn't need to be now.
Yeah. And then what was the other one?
Dangerous to go alone.
Dangerous to go alone. Okay, so you climb into the into there, and you're looking around, and amongst all the booze bottles, you see some bottles that clearly are ale, but they're also have a little bit more of a red tint to them, and there's a little plus sign on the front of them. And there's 10 of those.
Have I seen things like this before?
You haven't seen them before, but you have heard of. There's a practice of mixing healing potions with ale, and basically it's likely an ale healing potion.
Best of all.
Yeah, I want
This is the best-
Yeah,
this is the
if
best,
You ask me that question. I will explain in great detail what they
The
are,
process.
where they originated.
Yeah, so it's like Torback, there's some weird bottles in here with like plus signs on them.
So Torback instantly breaks
And I'll be like-
into
I'll be like-
a Wikipedia-sounding explanation of healing ales, where they originated from, how they changed from where they are, who the big producers are, who's credited with their creation, and who actually created it.
Yeah.
Pops
Sybil's
in is
only
like,
interested if there's like some sort of like social justice, like
Healing
reparation.
pots and youthful
As soon as it's technical and no longer interesting, she's like,
is
cool.
going to pop
That
in
doesn't
with,
stop Torback.
No,
Stu
it
pops
doesn't
in
stop me
here
at all.
with just a quick like, oh no, that's wrong. Those are good berry ales.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Druid brewers will do those. So, like everything that he just said, that's just a fabrication. It's really the
That's
druids.
just what Big Brew wants you
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. It's all those West Coast breweries
All
that
hail
really
Big
just
Brew.
want
Well,
you
you
to
know,
think that
no,
they're the best.
they're probably dwarven originated. I am Big Brewery.
She's like, I have a lot
No,
of-
you're in the pockets of Big
I
Brew.
have
No, they
too
are.
much fruit. Who wants some of these in their bag? I can really only fit one. And then she's gonna like
take
distribute
Yeah.
a bunch of them.
I can heal, but with a word and a painting.
Yeah, the recipes require
I mean,
of Bud from the
there are
last
10. There are 10 of
There are
these.
10.
So do we
Yeah.
each like just take 2?
It seems that.
So, provided you guys stick to orders at this point and stay in the room, about 30 minutes goes by, and you hear footsteps outside and sound, as people sort of murmuring and shouting. You can't really make anything out that seems to be of any level of importance.
How much of that cabinet of booze is left after 30 minutes?
Interestingly enough,
Grabs a bottle of
Not a
wine.
lot.
Interestingly enough, as you go and you reach in and you grab the booze and you go to drink and you notice that no matter how much you take out, the front row always seems full.
So is my character dead?
Well, no, I think you live. I think you live
I
here now.
think at some
I mean,
point,
it's one of those two things.
It'll take some persuasion to get you to come with
Yeah.
us.
I think at some point Sybil realizes the monster that she's leashed, and now she's just like standing in front with her like staff,
Like, no.
and every time you get close, she like whacks you.
You
No,
just
come
push
on.
the cabinet
Yeah.
door closed.
But question: can the cabinet come with us?
Yeah. Yes. Can the cabinet be removed
Finding
from
a
the
way
wall?
to yeah.
So
you're like you're
eventually
using
the
stone
door-
cutting
I
to
still have stone cutting. I can get the cabinet off the wall.
Eventually, the door
That's
opens
$10.
and
Stone handles.
one of the what looks like one of the higher ups sort of steps in. He looks like he's walking a little slow and he looks slightly singed.
I think I'll
And
write up.
he opens the door and he says, "The 5 of you, come with me."
Yes, sir.
I thought you said stay in here.
like looks around and counts quickly.
Sybil like knocks it out
There's
of
a
her.
bottle opener going
Stu
on.
looks around and counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that does include me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go. I excitedly leave.
Yeah, as
He seems to like my painting, so I show him my new one. But just him.
He looks at it like, "Yeah, that's
Okay, fine, I'll show everyone. It's me killing the Batman.
we can literally put it up on the wall on
What
the
are you,
door
the
of one of
Joker?
these fridge cabinets.
I don't find
Kill the Batman.
I don't find jokes that funny.
Has my inspiration gone away now? Because it's past. Is it 10 minutes or does it last forever?
10 minutes.
Yeah. So it's good.
These guys.
But thank you for this painting.
Okay, you can keep that.
Sybil will roll it up once she realizes it's dry and like.
So he leads you to the door, reaches for the knob, and then turns around and looks at you and says, "Okay, we only need you in here to take care of the moss dogs.
So what?
What you see in here, you will forget. Is that clear?"
I think for them, they'll forget it within a few minutes if you let them back out of the room.
Yeah.
Quite so.
All right. He opens the door, and as he opens it, suddenly the amount of sound coming out of the room into the hallway that was silent before is almost deafening. Just the moment, and it's a pitched battle. And he opens the door into a large chamber. Thank you. Into a large chamber. And the chamber it seems to have it has steps down, and each step down seems to have passageways going in and out of it, and it goes down 5 of these steps almost that are each sort of the size of a person. The room is surprisingly well lit, although you can't exactly tell from where. And you see the men in here are fighting against. You look in the middle of the room, and there's a large blue dragon that they're fighting. Now, you see them fighting the dragon, and they seem to be doing quite all right, all things considered. There's about 10 of them fighting it, but as you're looking around, you see these strange, almost balls of moss, and they're darting in and out of the little passages. And they'll come out and attack one of them and almost take off a chunk and then scoot back. They just, these little sort of green mossy balls come out, and then as they get close to each of these individuals, it almost takes the form of a dog as it runs up and like bites at it and then retreats back into the wall. So he points to a particular area and he says, "Okay, those 3 passages there. Cover those. Go."
Roger that.
Okay.
And then he goes right back to the battle.
Okay.
Just to clarify, they got the door open somehow? This is the door with the...
Yeah.
Well, we never tried to open it. We didn't know if it was locked.
I feel like you had the key the whole time.
I might have had the key though. I have a key.
No, so they're running in and out.
Or a
Like they're
bomb,
not
either one.
Yeah,
constantly
they're sort
there.
of darting in and out of these passages that, you know, you could fit through, but you'd kind of be squeezing through.
Right. Okay.
So he's pointing out 3 of these particular ones that are like 3 steps down. That it looks like there's some wizards there that are, you know, concentrating attacks on the dragon that are getting harassed by these things.
Wait,
Now,
we'll
are
go
any of
protect the
those-
wizards.
Are any of those wizards Basil?
No.
Okay.
He was a sorcerer.
I know.
Are we
Would it
keeping
mean
the
that
same
Alex is playing
initiative
him
or
wrong?
new?
And Ben's
New
trying to
initiative.
play?
So yeah, sorry, everybody roll initiative.
This one's not as good.
Aha. I'm not last.
I'm not first.
No, you're not.
Okay,
I got a 21.
21 for Stute. Adam,
Also a 21.
also a 21 for Adam.
18.
18 for Torback.
Good.
10.
10 for Sybil. And
11.
11 for Paintron. Whatever. Paintron?
Should have been a war for it with Paintron.
I am Patron.
Paintron.
Considering
Allow
how
me
much
to
you messed
Okay.
it up,
Yeah.
It's
probably.
like the paint, like
It's just as
Yeah, it's like the scene in iRobot where he has 2 pencils on each of his fingers, just going back and forth like a dot matrix printer.
it's just one of
So
those.
you get to the spot and you're standing ready. None of them seem to be coming out at the moment. And we'll start with who's S? Stute.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stute takes up like a stance like this, and then just like makes a hissing sound, and a fire, like a bonfire, shows up just in front of one of these little holes,
Okay. Yeah.
and I'm just casting Create Bonfire.
Okay.
It's just like
Love it.
just in front of one of these little things, so anytime it runs through,
So
it's
you
just
got
gonna
1,
run.
2, 3. Which one is it?
I'm gonna go. Let's randomize. Middle one.
The middle one.
Why
Okay.
else do you have a D3?
It's in the other bag.
Adam.
I will take number 3, and I will, I guess, prepare a Ray of Frost if I see anything coming at me aggressively.
Okay. Torback.
How far away are they?
There's none visible right now, but there's the 3.
Oh, the 3 entrance points.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Again, you could squeeze into them if you wanted, but it's a squeeze.
I'll wait at the side of one of them, and I'll pull out rather than my shield. I'll use my maul, and I'll stand beside.
So there's empty one that nobody's at yet, bonfire one, and then he's standing
yes,
at
the
one.
empty one that
doing-
no one's watching yet. And I'll wait to clobber whatever comes up.
Door number 1.
Okay.
And while I'm waiting, I'll take a drink.
Just like that.
So as you guys are standing there, through all of them, you see in the back sort of the moss things come and you know, obviously this was a ripe area for them. So there's one coming through each one, and they sort of come out. The one coming down the middle just sort of stops halfway through, turns around, and goes back. There's one coming down your path, so you're gonna
No, I'm not gonna. 8 to hit, so I don't think
8 to hit. That is a miss.
Yes.
So yeah, it comes out. It sees you there, and it's sort of gonna again stops just short of you, but part of it still comes up, and it's, you know, half of a dog just comes and bites at you. It sort of mauls you a little bit, but it can't sort of get purchase on anything, and you're able to sort of shove it off. And it sort of stays there in front of you.
You know it's good when the DM doesn't even ask your armor class. Or give you a number.
Plug the laptop back in.
Oh,
The battery light's on, so I can see it.
other side.
Yeah, no, right here.
No, it's up there.
You have it. No, you had it. You had it. Good call. Thanks.
Really?
Yeah, I can see the battery light on it, so that's why I was like,
Thank you.
Right, here we at.
Yep. I saw a
And
thing
then-
plugged in on this
so
side.
now
and I
one's
assumed
coming down the
we
one
were
that you're at,
powered,
Torbeck. So one
Yeah.
comes flying at you. The same thing. The dog.
Yep, big two-handed maul strike with a 25, 26.
26. That's a hit.
4, 7, 11 damage.
11 damage.
11 bludgeoning damage.
So you swing at its base just as it starts coming up. You hook hard into the base, but the dog part still bites at you. Yeah, it bites really like it bites through, and it's able to get good purchase on your arm that because it was extended out with the
Drinking
axe.
arm!
They're both your drinking. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah.
That's one of them.
Equally important drinking arm. I'm gonna have 2 fist beers.
I was
now.
gonna say you have the double fisting.
Yeah.
So you take 2 damage, and can I get a never mind, you're a dwarf.
I have advantage, however.
Oh, you're not immune yet.
I'm not immune. I have advantage on saves versus poison.
Ah,
and if
okay,
it's
then I'll
poison
get-
damage. I have resistance to it.
Okay, well then I'll get you to roll a con save with advantage.
Con save advantage. Either a 7 or an 8.
Fantastic. Plus.
Yikes.
8.
No, plus, it's 8 plus. My constitution saving is 5, so 13.
13. You don't feel any ill effects. All right. Patron.
Yeah.
Patron. Yeah. I'm gonna screw it up
So
next
how
time.
many are visible right now then?
You've got one in front of Adam and one in front of Torback.
How close are they together?
Each entrance is about 20 feet apart.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna move next to Adam, and and I'm gonna mock this creature incessantly.
Okay.
I'm going to make fun of how horribly colored he is. Obviously, whoever painted him didn't do it properly, and they mixed the colors wrong. Moss must be a much deeper
I take-
and
It's okay.
richer.
I take
color.
emotional damage from this.
So the moss dog must make a wisdom save.
Okay. What's the DC?
14.
It succeeds.
Okay. So nothing happens.
Okay.
He's not harmed by my cutting word.
His self-confidence save is too high.
Yes. I know I'm ugly. What are you gonna do about it? That's your turn.
Yes.
Okay, Sybil.
Kate, I am going to go for the one that that bit Torback
Okay.
with my staff. And natural 20! Woohoo!
All right. So let's roll some damage.
So that's 5 plus 3, so 8 points of damage.
8 damage.
You know,
Sometimes.
it just,
And that was the one at Torback?
yeah.
All right, finish it off.
Oh, great.
Huzzah!
I'm gonna imagine that it's like still has it's chomped. I'm sure that's not
It's
actually
like
the case, but it's chomped and it's
Stick
still like
teeth,
on.
basically.
And I'm gonna in that like space, in like the space of its like jaw, I'm gonna like get the bottom of the staff and then
Yep.
just like wrench it off.
Send
And
it
slam
careening
it
into a
against the
wall. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So yeah, it explodes against the wall and just sort of like a little carpet of moss just falls on the ground and just sort of stays there. It's a little twitch on one end, but then it just sort of stops.
Great.
Stute.
Okay. Stute has noticed how effective his bonfire was.
Yeah.
So he's going to minor illusion another bonfire right where that other one just died.
Okay.
Just to, because he saw the other one, like one came running, it saw the bonfire, and it's like, oh no, I'm out of here. So he's gonna cover the other one with a fake bonfire, and just, hang out. So
Okay.
it's just like, all right, real bonfire, fake bonfire.
Okay. Adam.
There's one still up in my face, so I will attack
Okay.
with my rapier. I will draw myself. That is the smallest smallest number possible to roll. I need to.
Sorry?
It's a natural 1.
Okay, alright.
Nothing happens. In fact, maybe something bad happens. I don't know how.
Alright, Torback.
So there's not one in front of me now. There's still the other one there.
Yeah.
And in fact, there's possibly a fake fire in front of you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of in the
Yeah.
same space as you a
Alright.
little bit.
That's fine. I will just walk out into the fake fire.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I realize immediately it's not burning.
Yep.
Don't let
This
any of the
isn't
dogs
hot
see
enough-
that.
This isn't hot enough to run a steal anymore. And I will move over to the red dog that's still alive, and I will swing at it with the big two-handed ball. Not effectively.
That is a miss. Yep.
Usually.
Yeah.
It's quick. Be careful.
Everyone watch out, they're fast.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are, you've sort of walked away from that other one. You're still in front of the one with the fake bonfire? Oh, no.
Yeah, that was number 1.
Yeah, you
I
walked
would
away
be
from
near the fake bonfire.
Okay. So you see, you look down the path and you see a few more start coming down that path. There's actually, looks like there's almost 3 of them. And they don't slow down and they go right through the fake bonfire.
Didn't work.
Oh.
And 2 of them are going to attack you.
Did
Ah,
not feel the heat.
What's your AC?
15.
That is a hit, and another one misses.
We got a $10 donation just recently
Oh, from who for what?
from Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yay! Oh, she's gonna have something crazy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Roll my damage fast so that it doesn't pick me.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's quadruple damage. My next attack.
You are going to take 5 damage, and then can I get a con save?
By which I mean more than that.
Whew. That's a lot. It's a 15.
You feel no ill effects.
Whew. Good.
Level 1 HP.
It's amazing.
That's single digit. Give me a 2 con.
And then one's gonna sort of go off to the side and go after Torback, who felt he was gonna walk away from this. And what's your AC?
14. I don't know.
It is a hit.
Oh no, it's a 16.
Yeah, but that includes the
That's,
shield.
oh, that's.
Yeah.
But I'm not using it.
There you go.
So you take 2, and another con save.
Another command.
Yep.
So either a 3 or 11.
11, you're good.
All right.
Yeah, you feel no ill effects. All right, so there's 4 total. Right now, the 3 that just came out, and the one that's still there. Patron.
Yes.
First try.
So there's still one in front of me and Adam, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull up my longsword again, and just brutally and savagely laughing attack. Natural 20.
Brutally and savagely it is.
Yeah, okay.
Brutally and savage.
It's too bad neither of us managed to give it any damage.
No.
I also get an extra die because I'm a half orc.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Brutal
right.
critical.
So I deal a total of 13 damage.
Finish it off.
Again, I just sort of relish in the fact that I just insulted this. I was offended that it wasn't mad about it. And so I just chop all of the moss off of it, bit by bit, and then I throw paint on it.
Nice.
It's
Is
just
it
a
also
pile
It's
of
green.
It's,
It's the green
Yes.
paint. Yeah.
it's a pile of painted sticks now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your finest work yet, I'll say.
Thank you.
You're like, maybe I'll get into some sculpture work now.
I didn't see it pop up in here.
Oh, go
Branch
to
out
the
as the
mob.
case may be.
Yeah.
Unified, yeah.
You got to leave.
Well,
the
just
room.
if you're watching, we need to know what it is that you want to wacky things.
And then I'm going to hand our dwarf a
Aha.
painting. Kill them like I did that bat.
Very well. Very well.
Let that inspire you.
Amazing.
I am inspired.
Nothing yet.
Yep.
I'll let you.
All right. Okay. So next up is Sybil.
Sybil, so now there are 3 in front of me. Ish. I will swing at one of them with my quarterstaff. And it's a 15 to hit.
15.
Yeah.
Is a hit.
That is 7 points of damage with my quarterstaff, and then I will go in with an unarmed attack, which is also a 15.
Yep.
And is this one. And it is 7 points of damage.
So total of 14. Okay.
Low level villain.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. This encounter just got longer. Stute.
All right. So, what's the current battle situation?
There are 3 moss dogs, one of which is injured.
Yep.
And 2 are in front of Sybil,
Yep.
the injured one, and then 1 is in front of Torback.
All right.
Or behind Torback, or whatever.
Within 5 feet of Turkey.
I choose to make sure that it's in front of me.
Yeah. I just gotta make sure about.
Well, the shield is in your back.
Yeah, it's true.
All right.
Not that it affects you, you can't
No.
aim it, I suppose, but it is there.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna use my. Actually, no. I can just walk up to one of them and just hit it with my sword, because that's the thing I have. I have a scimitar.
Do you have a scimitar?
Yeah.
Really good sword.
I'm gonna attack.
Team slicey dice.
There's 2 on someone.
Me.
Two on
Yeah.
Sybil.
I'm gonna attack one of the ones on Sybil.
The injured one?
Sure.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Oh, you know that's a hit.
Yes. I
He
do
knows
know.
that one.
I do know that that's a hit.
He made the monster.
I got a 7.
7. Okay. You slash through it. Sorry, finish it off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I basically go to make a regular like slash attack to it, and then the last second I kind of turn the scimitar and just push all the sticks out of it, and it just collapses into just a pile of moss in like the same spot, and it's just there's all the bones over here, and then there's all the moss right
And the
here.
moss like piles itself up into like a dog shape.
Yeah. It's like
Skeleton.
trying to like form shapes, but it just keeps falling into itself.
A wily coyote.
Yeah.
Nice.
Knock all the sticks out.
Adam.
I will. You still have 1 on you, and then there's 1 on him.
Yeah.
You look hurt, so I will go over to the one by her and make an attack with my rapier. Don't look that fine. I'll attack it with my rapier.
Sybil believes she's
It's only 11.
11.
Sorry?
11.
11 is a miss.
I've yet to contribute to this fight.
So close.
I'm not contributing. There's so quick he
Torback.
thinks I'll not attack very
Okay,
well.
because this fight seems to be getting longer and it seems to be going too long. I'm going to use my rage. Pull out a flask and like drink from it, and like when I toss the flask on the ground, like does the brown liquid like leaks out of it? And he looks something much less drunk.
Oh. Yeah.
16 or 15 hits.
15 hit?
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Maximum damage.
17, 18 damage.
18 damage?
Nice.
Finish it off.
In like its fighting style switch from like somewhat erratic to like the most efficient way possible. Like it's basically just like it walks over and just like times it hits the head, crushes it, and moves on.
I'll give him a pat on the shoulder, say thanks for the assist.
All right.
Clearly I had that. I say it in such a way that I'm obviously not serious.
No.
You did everything and I did nothing.
That was the last one I did.
Yeah.
We're supposed to say hi to Nicole.
Hi, Nicole. So you finish off the last one, and you go to look for another one, and before you have a chance to realize that they're all gone, so you're looking for another opponent, and everyone just sort of calms down for a second. You look at the blue dragon fighting in the middle, and you notice 2 things. The first thing you notice is a massive magic stone that it seems to be protecting. Just like the value of this one is enormous. Just from what you know of them, something like that is something that generally only goes into the hands of the Mageocracy. The other thing you notice is that it's pointed in your direction. Lightning breath shoots out of it. You're able to duck down and stay out of the way of it. and it shoots up like scarring, just black on the ground, and it then turns towards other problems. But as the it's sort of the refuse comes down, and you notice that a lot of that moss had lit up, and it seems to be sort of almost coming together, and it falls on the ground, and it starts to coalesce together, and then it forms together. There's a bright red light that comes out of it, and almost stepping out of the moss is this huge horse-sized dog figure that's just seems to be made of these weird red tubes, and there's just, you can see through parts of it, and it just sort of snorts.
I promise
at
I didn't
you.
do this one.
Looks at you and attacks.
Oh, no.
So we're still in initiative. It's gonna come after.
I went last, so.
Yeah, it's gonna go after you because you look the scariest, and it's just gonna run at you and just bite at you, like huge bite, just chomps right at you. It hits for 6 damage.
So I'm raging, so I'll take 3.
Okay. It also knocks you prone.
I get a thing against that.
Oh. Is it a dwarf feature?
Never mind. Used to.
Yeah. All right. Patron. Did I get it?
Excellent.
First aid.
Excellent.
100%.
Excellent.
Batting 1,000.
Well, this is working exactly how I wanted. Not at all. It's like a bigger version of the other dogs. Well, I'm going to paint it a new color. So I'm going to use Fairy Fire.
Love it.
Oh my
And
goodness. You're just like Jackson Pollock it.
he must make a dexterity save.
He fails.
Okay, so he is the correct color of green now. And everyone has advantage to hit him.
Okay.
Sweet. And Sybil's like, oh, I get it now. You're right.
You're right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I get it now.
Obviously, whoever created these things doesn't know color theory.
No.
Sybil.
Oh, it's my turn. Ooh, what to do?
Jessica, this is your guy kicking in the door.
Thank you.
I think Sybil is gonna like look at everybody. How close is she to this dog creature? Like, is she right beside it? Will she get
Most of
attacked
you are
if
right
she-
beside it. It's very nice.
She's gonna
Yeah, it came
just
up
be
on me,
like, she's gonna drink one of her like beer health potion
Yep.
things. What does that do for her?
Well, it's a healing potion, so I believe that's what 2d4.
I just wasn't sure. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
3
That's still
plus
fine.
2.
7 each,
Yeah.
plus 2.
Yeah, it's my health. Or it's almost.
Doesn't take much of it.
That's true.
As
It's
it
right
turns,
now.
as it turns out.
I guess that's her turn.
And can you mark down 1 level of inebriation?
Oh no.
What does that do for me?
Nothing yet, probably.
Okay.
Does it? Does,
You'll find out once you wake up the next morning.
yeah.
It's like exhaustion, but you got a charisma bonus.
That's funny.
No, you
Okay.
think you have it.
You actually have a disadvantage.
You actually just have your regular charisma score, but
You feel like you could take on the world.
I mean, Sybil always feels like she can take on the world.
yeah.
Um,
yes.
yeah.
He's-
I don't know if this is like doing too much, but as
gain
a
temporary
like
hit points
as
against
a
cold
deep gnome,
damage.
she can hide if she's in rocky terrain. I don't know if it's just like too open in this wonderfully like
I don't know if you can do it as a bonus.
huge.
You
no,
you
can't
could
do it as a bonus action.
you could try to sneak into like the crevices.
That would be great. I think
Yeah.
she would move unless she's gonna take an attack of opportunity by leaving this crazy dog.
Oh, sorry. No.
Okay, then she's gonna like run into a crevice and hide in a crevice. Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry it took so long.
That's all right.
How's your-
Okay. Stooch.
Okay. There's a new baddie. Stu's going to look slightly bewildered and just take up that same bonfire making stance and just go, ah! And then now there's a bonfire underneath
And
it.
assume a new JoJo stands.
I was gonna say.
Oh no.
What do we got?
We have one advantage and one disadvantage.
Ah.
Next roll.
Should be done separately.
Yes, absolutely.
Instead of
Well, it's
canceling.
an advantage token, so you guys can use it whenever you want, but the disadvantage is on the next roll.
Good thing I'm not making a roll.
It's an I think.
It makes a save. A dexterity save
Okay.
versus my spell save, which is 12.
So,
It successfully fails.
Okay, so it takes 8 damage.
8 damage, alright.
Very nice.
I'd like to roll some
And what kind of attack was this?
This is a spell attack. Well, I made a magic bonfire underneath it.
Okay, so it's fire.
Fire,
damage.
yes.
Okay, alright. So the you create the bonfire under it,
Yeah.
and as the fire sort of comes up, you see the red tubes that now make up this thing sort of crinkle back a little bit, and almost like sort of collapse in like a piece of paper that's burning.
Good. The bonfire is still there, by the way.
Yep. Adam.
If I can do so without taking an attack of opportunity as well, I'll step back and try to ray of frost the freshly burned area for maximum temperature disparity.
All right.
And I have advantage from the fairy fire, is that right?
You have advantage from the fairy fire. Yeah.
I'm gonna move up
but
to it.
disadvantage from the donation.
So,
Yeah.
it's a regular roll.
Regular roll.
All right. Thanks very much, that person. That is not going to do it, I'm afraid, with an 8.
8 total.
8 total.
Nope, that's a miss. But I'm going to give you inspiration for the attempt at the hot cold.
Just a d6?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Torback.
okay, so if I use the advantage token, do I get triple advantage?
Nope, that's just regular advantage.
Okay. Then I will take another incredibly.
But you already, if you're attacking, the fairy fire already gives you
I
advantage.
want triple dice.
Oh yeah, no, that won't work.
Not allowed.
There is one way you can roll 3 times for an attack with specific feat, but I'll take it.
You have inspiration as well.
I do.
Same number.
That's happened 3 times already.
Yeah. I'll hit it with a 16.
16 is a hit.
3 and 18, yes. Damage. 8, 12, 14 damage.
14 damage. All right.
We're a very strong group.
You swing through it, and as you swing in, part of it you just sort of go through, and it almost seems to mold out of the way as you're swinging. But then you do catch a good part of it and cut through, and some of the pipes, tubes, sort of cut open, and some stuff pours out before they sort of seal up and wrap back inside of it.
Okay. I don't have multi-attack yet.
Oh, doggo. All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Highest DPS.
he's going to bite at you again,
Sure he is.
and he's going to miss.
Okay.
And he's also going to sort of who's like around him.
I am.
Yeah, he's gonna kick back with his leg at you. Ooh, and he hits real good.
It was bad when the DM makes sounds behind the screen.
So he hits you for 6. You're knocked back 10 feet and you're prone.
That's unfortunate.
It is now your turn.
Wait, I have an effect. He ends his turn in the bonfire still?
He does. Yep.
Okay, he needs to make another dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. What's the DC?
Oh wait. Yeah, 12.
Well, he fails.
Okay, he takes 7 damage.
Nice. I'm never that effective as a druid.
I'm never that effective at
You
anything.
just have to zone properly.
No one is
just
ever
make
as
a bomb.
effective as Steven at anything in D&D.
This is probably true.
I'm gonna take a few steps back.
You're on the board.
Character optimization. Hell of a drug.
Yeah,
Taking a single spell that makes
I'm
an
gonna
area of
stand
effect
up.
thing
Okay.
happen. Hell of a
And
drug.
then I'm going to.
So you're both Goodberry and Bonfire.
Yes. I literally-
You are I have character optimized.
my first level spells are Goodberry, Detect Magic, and Absorb Elements. I don't have a single damaging first level spell
I'm
right
going to
now.
use Dissonant Whispers to speak into its mind that now that it's a green color, and appropriate, it shouldn't be so mad. And it starts whispering and just taunting it. So it has to make a wisdom save.
Okay. And what is the DC?
We've been
13.
reminded to not forget Basil.
13.
Basil will come up. This is just not the part for him, but he will come up.
13.
13? He succeeds.
Okay, so he takes half damage then.
All campaigns must be prepared for battle.
He takes 6 then. 6 psychic damage.
Finish him off.
Oh, just like that.
He's stunned and hurt by the words, and he thinks it over, his life choices, and he sits in the bonfire and accepts his fate.
Just decides
Bard
to
move.
stop being.
You convince them that it's just not worth it.
That's not worth it.
It's like, remember me back in 3rd edition? I sucked. Just think about that. I used to.
So the as the red mushroom tube doggo burns up in front of you, and then you see just the flames running up the tubes, and it seems like it was pretty flammable, and he burns away. You also hear a final roar from the dragon as it sort of steps forward, steps on one guy, just flattening him, and then falls to the ground.
He was so close to retirement.
Yeah, missed it by that
There was
much.
definitely a Wilhelm scream. That got like,
Red mushroom.
It's perfectly cut
Yeah.
screams and well.
He died as he lived.
Also,
Under a
Fine.
dragon.
Red Mushroom Tube Doggo is my new band name.
I would go see that band.
Yes.
So the as the dragon falls, everyone seems to be picking themselves up, and some of the higher ups start ordering people around. You notice the moss dogs seem to all sort of scatter off, sort of being afraid of the progression of what's gone on here, and a group starts going around the stone, and one of the higher ups, a different one than the one that liked your painting so much, comes up to you. He says, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here."
We were ordered here, in fact, to help
Stu
distract
points,
the moss dogs.
Stu points at his bonfire and goes, and it goes out. And it's very dark in here suddenly, unless there are light sources.
No, it's still dark.
Okay. I was
And
like,
he's like, "Well, it doesn't matter. Just get out now. Don't worry. You'll get your pay. Just go."
I shrug my shoulders and open up a new bottle and start drinking as my rage ends.
So you're quickly escorted. You get someone to escort you out, and you're brought all the way out of the temple.
Can Sybil do like a quick perception check of the space before
Yep.
we
Yep.
get
Anything in particular you're looking for?
like other exits out of the space?
Okay.
that would be good, maybe.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
It's only a 20, not a natural 20.
Unnatural
Only a
20. Yeah, you take a quick covert scan as you're walking out, and you notice that each sort of wall had an entrance that looked very similar to the one that you came through. Though you are sort of ushered out the one that you had come in.
Do they have like sigils?
Not that you
On
can
them?
see, but on the same note, the one that you came in didn't have anything on the back.
Just on the front.
Yeah. So you're quickly ushered out, and to the outside of the temple, and you're back in the jungle, and sort of the fresh air of being outside is nice. And they basically tell you to just sort of set up camp, or rather there's already camp set up, and they said we're going to be spending the night here, just sleep, and then we're leaving in the morning.
Sybil has proficiency in cooking, so she's gonna like pull the fruits and things that are from her bag. She's like, well, dinner time now?
Stu, minor illusions of bonfire.
I'm gonna do a personal roll to see if she could tell. She probably can't tell. That's only a 4.
So we're putting this campaign and we're setting up a restaurant, right?
Yes, so.
Yep.
We got the, like,
We have infinite booze,
Yeah.
which is like a good portion of the cost.
Yep.
That's true. We could just set up like a cool like location restaurant
Yeah.
here.
You have to come into the
In the middle of
dwarven.
the
And
deadly
once they,
jungle.
like,
There's
and once-
one table.
But once they clear out the temple, then we can like it can be like room.
Yeah.
It's like a nice restaurant in a bad area of town.
It's just
Location,
Hole in the
location,
wall,
location.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Pool in the temple.
Hipsters will travel. Hipsters will travel.
That's fair. Yeah.
And the only way to stop this from becoming a business simulator is
So,
to donate to X-Ray.
You guys sort of set up your camp, and before long, it starts to get dark.
D&D.
Night falls, and you know, you guys came as a group, so you're kind of staying together. And at some point in the night, before you head to sleep, two of the sort of most armored guards sort of walk up to your campfire, and they just sort of stand one on each side, and they don't say anything. And before you have a chance to sort of mention anything, you see Lord Crowstone walk forward. You'd seen him before, a tall, skinny, lanky man. He wears a very fancy cloak. From the scuttlebutt you'd heard, he's very proud of who he is and his heritage and where he comes from. He's generally nice to people, but he is a little bit overbearing in sort of his his station. And he takes a few steps forward so that he's in the view of your either real or fake fire. I don't know.
Yeah, did you make it a real fire after I?
After a bit, yes, but it is still a like create bonfire.
Yeah.
Fire. So every minute or so, I have to go like.
I see. But
And
we've
then-
managed to cook like a nice soup,
Yeah.
but it's probably like not as hot now.
Yeah.
Sybil's gonna like spoon some in a bowl and be like, "It's gazpacho now."
No, thank you. I understand. I have some thanks to give you. You helped quite a bit in the battle in the inner sanctum, if I'm being told correctly.
I believe you are.
That was correct.
Pleasure is all ours.
Well, there will be certainly be a bonus for you when we get back. Absolutely, I reward those who do good work for me. But there is one thing that I did want to make clear. As far as what was in the inner sanctum, let's say that there are lots of tricks of lights and illusions.
The bonfire
Okay.
goes out. Stu's like, sorry, one sec.
I'll assume that was to illustrate my point.
Quite so.
What?
There are lots of tricks of light and illusions. So, if you were questioned about what you had seen in there, I
Oh,
don't
there are a
think,
lot of bonfires in there.
I guess.
Just as this one,
bonfires?
disappearing, appearing. I don't believe we ever went to the inner sanctum ourselves.
Certainly didn't see a stone that was supposed to be part of the Nature's Guild.
I didn't see this.
Well, I think you came up with that on your own.
Yeah.
Right.
You're an artist, you create.
So I believe we have an understanding as to what was or was not seen.
The bonfire goes out again.
We should probably make our real fire this time.
Indeed.
Stu, like,
Well, like I said, there will be a bonus. And then he turns and
when he says, like I said, there will be a bonus, he lights a new bonfire.
as you do that, he goes.
Like, no, I'll make a real bonfire out of the cabinets that don't contain water.
We're not in the temple anymore though.
So, and is anyone?
I mean,
you
I
do
might
have
still
guards
be.
that are watching overnight, but does anyone stay up over the night, or anyone watch a personal guard or anything?
No,
you,
but I
you
cast.
are in a.
We're in a
You're
camp.
guarded, but you're in a camp
With
of
like
I think-
other strangers.
I think my mercenary background wouldn't let me not have someone keep watch.
yeah, and Sybil.
In a situation like where I'm staying anywhere other than a hotel in town.
I refuse to keep watch, as an artist needs his sleep, and I fall asleep immediately.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sybil will stay because she's like, Robin Hood type. Watch your back.
The two of us will maybe have a glass of wine and chat.
Yep. Are there any small creatures around? Like squirrels?
Not really. The
Any
camp
bats?
has been pretty well cleared.
Okay.
There's not a small amount of light and noise coming from it, so pretty much most creatures have made their distance.
Then I don't make any new small friends.
Thank God. I mean, okay.
Maybe I'll do some target practice with my Ray of Frost since I sure showed up in that last fight. By which I mean I may be distracted. Maybe not.
I do cast Goodberry twice.
Okay. So, So who's staying awake?
I
We
will stay
just
awake
have a
for
glass of
some-
wine, but then fuck the rest, I think.
We'll like split the difference on the watch.
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay. Can I get you both to roll a d20?
Are we adding anything, Joe?
No.
You still have inspiration temporarily. You might as well use it. It's gonna run
I
out.
only use my inspiration to add a d6 to my 5.
Okay. So, Sybil, during your watch, you're sitting, and from where you're sitting, you can see the temple, and you hear some noise coming from the temple, like the sound of scraping, and just sort of out of curiosity, you sort of peek, and you see some of the men. There's this large crate, and they're pulling it out the door. And just as it gets outside of the door, and they clear the door, you see a robed figure. You've seen him around. He's probably some form of wizard. Walks up. He pulls something out of his pocket, presses it on the crate, and the crate disappears. Actually, can you roll perception for me?
It's a 10.
10? Okay. Yeah, so the crate disappears. And do you just sort of let it be, or do you investigate further?
Sybil will tap him on the shoulder and be like, checking something out.
Yeah. What?
You can't fall asleep now. I'm leaving. I'll be back. And then she.
Fair enough.
Maybe just take the other stuff. Seems to like sober you up. Pretty cool.
I only have so much.
So she's gonna like go into the forest to get a better look.
Okay. So roll a stealth.
Okay. Oh, not awesome. It is 11.
11. Okay. So you sneak ahead. You step on one or two twigs, and you look, and they don't seem to notice. They seem very focused on one particular point.
She is small. She's also like a deep gnome, so her skin isn't like, rosy or anything. It's pretty ashen.
So it's also night, and they're not exactly being quiet themselves.
Can
So-
she still hear scraping, like crate on?
No, that's stopped. So as you walk closer, you see the robed figure sort of walk up, and he reaches down and picks something up off the ground. And it looks almost like a small wooden box. And you see him pocket it. He says something to the other guys. Can you roll a perception?
Can I? That's now a 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, "I'll take this to Lord Crowstone. You cover up what's in there." And then he just sort of walks towards the main camp, like the main tent.
Sybil will like quietly come back to and then she'll like nudge everybody. And you, extra hard.
I'm not sleeping. I'm just not paying attention.
You're not a very good lookout.
I'm not a mercenary anymore.
And then she'll inform you of what she's seen. She's like, I don't know anything about magic. He shrunk the box, put it in his pocket, and then told him to cover up what's ever inside.
Seems about in line with what we're. He's taking it to Lord Crowstone. I don't think there's anything for us to worry about.
But like, the word cover up, like, really bothers me.
We're part of it.
Well, they were covering up what we did, even, right?
Or didn't do as a
I mean, we're part of this cover up, like it or not.
I just want more pay then.
You did mention
We are getting a bonus.
Like, more bonus?
No, I think that's. We'll see. It's nice to have it
You
right
stick your
now.
neck out too many times, and it's about, and it may get lopped off.
And then cover it up.
I prefer my neck intact.
This is a weird dream.
I haven't taken off my eye mask, by the way.
What does it say on the front? Like,
Artist at work.
of course it does.
We're not sleeping.
You maybe had too much wine with Adam last night.
Yes. Yeah.
Should we
It's
just-
tomorrow.
No, it's not tomorrow yet. I thought it was important, but if it's not, then you guys go back to sleep.
You hear a heavy thud as Cormac gets back.
It's just like.
So the group goes back to sleep. I assume you don't have anything else to
Someone
discuss.
else should keep watch now. Or I'm not going to be functional tomorrow.
No, go ahead. I'll
So the rest of the night passes without event. Morning comes and everyone loads up their carts, and you start to make the long trek back to the city. 2 or 3 days tasked on the trip, mostly uneventful. The odd attack from small animals, but that's fended off with not a lot of input needed from you guys. Obviously, you were lower level. Oh, by the way, everyone level up.
Yay!
All right. Yay. Let's look up some challenge rating 1 beasts.
Yeah.
How's it crude?
Oh, right.
Oh, I can turn into a bear.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's the best thing.
I go from a small guy to a large bear. It's just like,
You guys are keeping on.
So, you make your way back to the city, and you're a couple hours out of the
I
city.
wake up as an octopus.
You're a couple hours out of the
And I'm
city.
just flopping around, and everyone looks over, and there's just an octopus in like the dirt.
What the hell are you?
That's not meant to be there. Should we report this?
And then like after how long do they hold their breath for? A minute? Oh, an hour. That's longer than my wild shape lasts. I think I just like I'm an octopus for half an hour,
Amazing.
and then just like pop back into a gnome, and
I
it's
think
like,
as probably I would just like I'm gonna report this somehow. I would go find someone be like, hey, something's not as it
Yeah,
ought to be, and
there's
then they
a-
come back and you're just there. I'm like,
yeah.
well, nothing to report then. My mistake. Sorry for wasting your time.
Yeah.
So you're a couple hours out of the city still, and you recognize this as the rogue figure, but he comes to you guys. I assume you're traveling together as a group, and he has a pouch of a few pouches of gold, and he hands one to each one of you. And by weight, you're guessing it's about 50 of the Colin Gold or Jungle Marks, and he says, "A reminder, there's more to come." And then he turns and walks away. So you arrive back at the city. Behold, in front of you, you see the giant wall. You see the giant wall in front of you. You've seen it before, but it's just huge, perfectly white. And as far as anyone's able to see, monolithic. Just there's no seams or anything in it. It goes as high as a 10-story building, and then from there you know that the magic of the stones that are engraved into the other side protect it from anything that would come in above, such as dragons. You approach the gates, and the gates open with the comings and goings passing by, and each arrival is being inspected by the sort of the guards there. Half of them are golems, the other half are various races, as they're inspecting each part, each card as it comes up, and asking for declarations and that. And your turn comes up, and a dwarf comes up to you with what looks like a clipboard, and he comes up and he says, "All right, how long were you out there?"
You tell him the amount of time that we were out there.
He checks off. He hasn't even looked at it yet. All right. What was the name of your expedition?
The Expedious Expedition.
That's right.
Check something off.
Operation
All right. Any personal finds to declare?
Nope.
Wait.
Nope.
Indeterminate alcohol.
As you say wait, he for the first time looks up and looks at you.
A cabinet.
Yeah, furniture.
Furniture. One piece. In a storeroom.
Is it here?
No.
Do you have it?
No,
No.
but
Thank you, that's the answer I wanted. Any group discoveries to declare?
Nope.
Indeterminate alcohol.
Nope. No.
Alright,
A sense of friendship.
Here, here.
don't put that on the list.
everyone just likes to have fun with this. One more and you're getting searched. And finally, any magic stone discoveries?
No, sir.
No.
Alright. Alright, you're good to go. So he waves you through.
I'll lean over to and I'll say, you still have that amulet. Yes. Okay, I'll keep it hidden.
No. I'm like bottle, amulet, bottle,
Yeah,
yes.
flask, and just checking. That's all yourself.
So you make your way back into the city, and at this point you've kind of got some free time in the city before you're supposed to report in for your payment. As you know, the city's full of taverns and smiths and different things. So you've been given 50 what's called dragon marks, or no, sorry, not dragon marks, jungle marks. Officially called colony gold. This gold is only good at the colony. Although most adventurers here call them jungle marks. So you have 50 of those to spend if you want. And you've got some free time if you want to spend it.
Sybil's just gonna practice some like parkour around the city. I mean, just some, diving off tall buildings into haystacks.
You run through this densely packed city, and it's rather easy to get around. You can jump on and off of the magically moving vehicles as well, and even the odd larger golem is fair game, as you've already known that they're quite solid. You can sort of clump onto one and jump off its back and keep going, and they really don't respond to it
I
anymore.
think she probably will like return to the group just like sitting on a golem's head as it like is just doing its thing around the city, and then like
Fine mount you found. I suppose they'll be coming with us.
Anybody else doing anything with their downtime?
I'm gonna try to sell my painting.
Okay.
this particular painting.
Yes, this one. Because it was a 23 on my perform check. So I know it's very well done.
Yep.
And so I'm going to demand an exorbitant price for it. Or trade it for a magical item.
Okay. So roll a.
I think I'll go with you, and I might try and act as a salesman.
Okay.
Sure, an artist never sells his own piece.
That's very right.
Okay.
He stands aloofly in the back.
And stew over my. Oh.
Brew. I think the word is brew.
Yeah. So
Melissa
roll a
knows.
persuasion.
It's worth far more than that.
That's what you're doing.
7.
7. All right. So you shop the painting around it. There's not a lot of art galleries here. There's the odd one, and you shop it around. And the best offer that you can come up with is somebody's, it's just for their private collection. They're willing to pay, 10 jungle marks for it.
It's about as good as pretty
As
tough.
good as you. I huff and I. This is highway robbery in this jungle, and I make a big stink about it. But I sell it.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
Can I buy 6 donkeys?
I hate you so much.
I don't want to buy 6
I mean,
donkeys.
sure.
Is it just equivalent to gold?
Um,
Or can I go buy something cool?
it's worth a bit more than gold, but the economy over here is kind of wonky too. So it's kind of a case by case thing. What were you looking for? A magic paintbrush?
Yes. Or magical paints.
Okay.
Glove with a
Yeah,
paintbrush on each
you don't need a brush, just a paint.
You get a lead. While doing this, you get a lead on a magical, or not magical, on a paint supply store. There's only 2 of them, and you're clearly told which is the better one by this gentleman who bought the painting from you.
Okay. I immediately go there.
Okay. You're buying donkeys.
I want to.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you.
Tordak, what are you doing? Tordak, what are you doing?
I'm probably going to spend
Saying
all of
you're
my
gonna
money
go
at that
around
bar.
town
Yeah, okay.
One
buying
with the stairs,
ass
some with the
probably
stairs
isn't the
to
best thing.
nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's kind
I
of
might buy a mat
perfect.
stay.
It's cheap. It has a dwarf seat and a dwarf sleeping seat. So I don't need to spend money on a hotel room. It's set.
So you find this art supply shop, and it's called Butts' Art.
Is it run by a guy named Butts?
What's the last name?
Yeah, that's his. Well, that was actually his father. Yeah, he's Arse.
He's not Butts Jr.
No.
Continue Butts.
So
Butts the second.
you walk in and he sees you come in. And by the way, do you ever wash your hands?
No.
Yeah. He sees you walk in and he sort of gives this odd look. He sort of gives you this odd look as a for a second, and then he looks at your hands and he sort of squints them a little bit. He's like, "What can I help you with?"
Paint, my good man.
Oh, okay. Medium.
No, I'm pretty large.
Right. You paint with your fingers by the looks of.
Yes, you get much more control than a brush.
Right. Yeah.
And there's more of them.
That's.
And unless a battle goes wrong, I'm not going to lose it.
That's very astute.
And if I do, I've got more. So
Excellent. All right. So you're just looking for some paints. For
magical paints.
magical paints.
I have my own paints.
All right. Can I get you to roll a roll intelligence check?
That's not going to go well. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my D4 that I have for DM. I'm not going to roll the D6. That's a horrible idea. No, that 10.
10. Okay. So he looks at you and he's like, "All right. I know I probably can't fool you. So I do have some magical paints. They're rather expensive. If you're willing to pay, I've got 4 pots, different colors. For the lot, it would have to be like 50 dragon marks."
Well, can I see them? See if the color strikes me?
Yep. He goes back and brings them out and pops them open and puts them in front of you so you can.
I
see.
hum and haw and just cast detect magic on them.
You cast detect magic and you can clearly see a magical aura coming off of them. It's abjuration. I'm gonna guess.
So what is the magic that's involved here?
He says, "Well, when you paint with them, as it comes off your, as you paint with them, it takes a little training, but a part of what you're envisioning, the color changes as you paint. You still have to choose the correct colors, but it adjusts the colors to basically what you're thinking and how you're thinking, and it makes the painting process a lot easier and a lot more intimate."
I absolutely paint him. And by paint him, I mean buy the paints.
All right, so he sells you the 4 pots for 50 dragon marks,
Okay.
and you sort of go on from there.
What does 50 dragon marks get you in this town?
4
Magical
4
paint.
pots magic paint.
Yeah, that depends what you're asking.
I don't have a conversion set up, so it's
Fine.
all enough. If you're looking for something, you go look for it and you'll find out.
Right. I think Sybil's just gonna pocket the
No.
gold.
So it's getting close to the time that you've got to go and pick up your payments and hopefully your bonus. Are you guys sort of conglomerating together, or just meeting each other there?
Can I?
Yep, buy donkeys.
No. I want to
Okay,
see if there's an equivalent of a cloak of protection, like the what's it called, the silver.
Oh yeah.
thing with like the things in the hasps.
Yeah, you're able to find one.
For the 50? Or would it be more?
He'd be looking. He starts off at 60.
Okay. Can I swindle him down?
Roll a persuasion.
All right, let's see. I have 0 charisma. That's a 6.
You're not able to talk
I can
him
lend
down.
you some dragon marks.
You're not able to talk him down.
Yeah, I've got 10.
Okay.
I sold my painting for 10.
Then yeah.
Where does the money?
Let's
Not anymore. I spent it all on
You actually
paint.
Okay.
behaved exactly like an
Soon
artist.
parted, I'm afraid.
No
I
problem.
will,
Made money, spent on.
Yeah, I spent it all on paint.
Yeah.
So you you all sort of gather to get ready to go and collect your money, and as you start to go towards the sort of the set location for collection, you notice that a few golems come up in front of you and just stop, and they're clearly in your way, and you recognize these as sort of the golems used by the, we'll say, local authority, and then 2 more come up behind you and just stop.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you by jumping all over you.
And then from between 2 of them, one of the local law enforcement comes up and says, "We're going to need you to come with us."
I see. Are we being charged?
You're being brought in for questioning.
I see.
Okay, but I'm finger deep in paint right now.
It's not a euphemism.
Literally.
You can bring it with you.
Excellent.
Just follow us. And he sort of walks between you and then between the other golems. All the golems sort of turn around and start marching forward with the idea of you.
I just imagine your paper is on the back of Torbak's shield. He's walking and you're painting.
Nope. Stay where you are.
A dwarf
Almost
is
done.
always bending down to do it.
Yeah.
So they lead you to sort of the guardhouse, and you get taken into a room that there's just sort of the 5 of you in that room, and you sit there and wait for a couple of minutes. Do you converse at all beforehand, or?
How do you guys like these paint?
Can you describe the colors to us?
Does that one have sparkles in it?
Yeah.
It's new. I bought it
Does
today.
it have wait, and he looks at it. Is
I
there
don't know anything
gold
about
in
it.
it?
I'm actually drawing paint of the paint.
Yeah.
The paint is so nice that you're drawing a painting of the paint.
Oh yeah.
So,
That's interesting.
so
Quite lovely to me.
It's yeah, it's a very interesting piece. It's postmodern
So
in that it was done before recently.
That's right.
So after a few minutes, the door opens, and an individual comes in. You can see he's sort of dressed in almost the finery of the law here, and he walks in, and he holds up a painting, and he says, "This is your work."
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone care to explain to me where this came from?
His fingers, I think.
My fingers.
Yeah. Where did you see this?
What's that?
Where did you see this?
I don't recall.
Isn't it a pretty common combination of shapes?
It's a
I
triangle
saw
and a
one
circle.
once like that and had a line that meant something different.
There's a musical instrument called a triangle. I experimented with it. I wasn't very good. And the sun's round.
You were on that expedition that just came back.
Were we?
Expedius. I think wasn't exactly the most.
Were we part of that
It was
expedition?
definitely FedEx that week.
I don't remember that.
We were part of the FedEx.
Yeah.
Well, I happen to have this declaration from you here. One of the guards has that confirms that you were part of that expedition.
Are
think
any
you
of
might
our
have
names
swing-
on there?
Well, I don't know. Are your names Astute, Adam, Sybil, Torbak, and Patron?
Nope, definitely not Paintron.
That one's not right.
It's Paint Trend.
Ah,
See, it's on there.
my apologies. So, you were on this expedition, as is clearly shown here.
Were we? I don't recall that.
His memory's quite poor. I think.
Oh, you know, we
yes.
were. We
Level of
were. We
protection.
didn't really find anything though.
No.
Yeah, that's what the declaration says.
Right.
But you just happened to paint this right after getting back from the expedition.
Is it significant?
Actually,
Actually-
we painted it on the expedition.
Is it significant somehow? I think it was.
Yeah, I was sleeping. And,
Abstract shape.
Well, that would be my question for you.
Not that I'm aware of. Is it? Does it have any particular significance to you, Pedro?
not that I recall.
Is it sort of a cubist, I think was the word.
I mean,
Not a cube,
it has
there,
some
so-
significance in that it made me 10 dragon marks, but or jungle marks. You know, I see it more of the, you know, everyone is part of the same triangle.
That's right.
You know, the circle is everyone, and the triangle is a triangle.
Just a bit of philosophy.
You two have been talking the most. So if I can get a
Chuckle.
deception check.
I mean,
Yeah. 23.
Are you gonna roll?
Oh,
Yeah, deception check.
oh, I'm good at that.
Better be.
12. That's above average.
23.
23 is quite above that.
Somehow I got painted.
Could have used that deception, you know, when you were selling my painting,
Yes, I
but
sure could have.
yeah.
It wouldn't have been deception. It's really that good.
He looks you guys over. He says, "It's not a good idea to keep secrets from the Majocracy."
I mean,
I concur.
I would suggest to talk to Lord Ravens because he was leading the expedition.
Oh yeah.
So,
He was like,
and like
he kept interrupting me when I was trying to make a bonfire.
Explored those
We
rooms
have them
way deeper
exactly
than we did.
backwards.
So, are you implying he might know something
I mean, he might. I
about
don't know.
this symbol?
He went way
I don't
deeper into
think-
the ruins than we did.
But I don't think the symbol is of any significance.
Yeah, I don't know.
I told you what it means. Everyone is within a
Aside
triangle.
From that, yes. I don't
Yeah.
think Lord Crowstone had necessarily subscribed
What
to
if
that
the
same
triangle is everyone? What's the circle mean then?
Isn't the triangle like
That
the
everyone else
strongest
has to
shape?
get out.
philosophy. Heard that. Not much
Because you
of an
can't have
architect.
everyone within everyone. It's a math problem.
Isn't
I
the
think.
like bridge we came over a triangle?
What? Oh, yeah. That's probably why I was thinking about triangles. The bridge. That's a good point.
So he reaches into his pocket and pulls out. It's a one of the magic stones, but it's blue, and it's a very deep blue. And there's three metal, like a metal band, sort of separated into three, connecting it. And the bands, two of them are gold and one of them is silver. And he says, "Would you be willing to repeat that while holding this stone?"
Repeat what?
That this doesn't mean anything related to the expedition.
Why would I do that?
Well, why wouldn't you do it?
Is there a warrant involved? Not to.
Yeah, when it comes to investigating the interests of the Majocracy, we don't really need a warrant.
Is that true? My goodness. I'm new in town, but
Yeah, it's a correct place to live. I don't want to live.
it's quite a system.
But let's just say you're in this room right now, and that's kind of your entire world.
Like the triangle.
Sounds like socialism to me.
And you're the circle. I think I'm getting this art thing now. Maybe?
Tell you what, if you can tell me that this symbol doesn't mean anything while holding onto this stone, I'll let you walk out that door.
That door?
There's only one door.
The only door in the room, yes.
Why can't we walk out of it right now?
It's locked.
But like, none
Stoot
of us
like stands
painted
up
that
and tries
painting.
the Stoot stands up and
This is
tries
his
the door.
name.
But none of us painted that painting. It was him.
That's why I want to get the answer from him.
So why am we here? Why are we here?
Why am we here?
Listen, I don't really want to play games anymore.
Well, I guess our D&D campaign is done.
Sure. I mean, whatever. I don't really have an option, so I'll hang on to it.
to make something kick down the door
He holds it out and
right time.
you stretch out your hand.
Sure.
Drops it into your outstretched hand. Can I get you to roll a will save?
Pathfinder.
15.
15 total.
Yeah.
You feel a tug on your mind as you sort of get ready to say, what the painting is, and he asks you, once again to tell him. So, what is this painting of?
A triangle with a circle within it.
And that's it.
Yeah, see, triangle. Well, it also has my name on it.
Yeah. So you didn't see this symbol at all while you were on your expedition, did you?
Did I see that symbol?
I certainly didn't. Other than within your artist's mind's eye.
I did see that symbol
Where?
on that piece of paper. After I painted it, I had it in there.
Did you see it anywhere before you painted it?
No.
All right. Well, you can go.
Thank you for your time, officer.
He walks out, and you can tell he wasn't quite satisfied, but he walks out on the street.
Assured me that was pretty sketchy.
Just like walk out.
Scoot has escape plans now. If he can just turn into a spider, which, as we've learned, are incredibly fast.
I think we will take our leave of this place. Once we make it out and maybe around the corner, out of
Scoot looks at
vision,
the door.
I'll just give you a good pat on the shoulder.
Is the door still open?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus.
It wasn't. So it wasn't locked.
He unlocked it.
I mean, generally it's
None of you
better if,
deserve my
like,
paintings.
It
Wait.
generally makes sense if one person gets caught and then we
Can we sell
rescue
the painting
them.
again? Is the painting still here?
Sorry?
Did he leave the
Probably
painting?
took it with
No, he
him.
left with the painting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
He was hoping it's evidence, or he knows it's worth at least 10 credits.
He's going to resell it.
I think maybe your paintings shouldn't be in this market anymore. We'll bring them back.
What if you paint it again? And we just keep.
Yeah, I'm a very good salesman.
What if you paint it again?
An artist does not paint the same painting twice.
Please, that would be quite good.
We could make more money if you paint it again.
We could
though.
get in more trouble if he paints it again.
But I would be compromising my artistic integrity.
And there's that.
And I just learned what that is.
But you could paint a painting of your painting.
Maybe you could subvert it.
That-
and paint a triangle
that
instead
is-
of
Or
circle.
we could paint. We
That
could,
sounds fairly
We
derivative.
could create a propaganda
I
campaign.
also just learned what that means.
We could create a
No, but you
campaign
can
and put the
subvert it.
symbol up all over the
Subvert the
city and then freak everyone out.
But I don't want to freak people out. I want to move them.
I mean, freaking them out is a type of moving.
I want to change that.
Freaked out people
Yeah, I
usually
know.
run, which is like moving.
Yeah.
I think he has it grasped perfectly.
That one's
So-
almost dry.
Yeah, that one's just a little more goopy than the others.
Yeah.
So do you guys head towards the payout
Yeah.
Yes.
location?
Like we did.
Let's get
I'm a little concerned.
paid.
Torback, I'm a little concerned about the amulet that you have.
I'm not. Is it
Yep.
glowing or burning at all?
No, but if it searched us, we could have been in quite a lot of trouble.
I mean, it could have just been a key, and that's great.
It does have a particular symbol. doesn't it?
Would one of our magically inclined people want to investigate this amulet in a private space?
Not really.
I could.
Do we get paid first and then do that?
Yeah.
I think getting
Oh yeah,
paid
let's
first
go get
is
paid
Okay,
for it. Sorry.
paid.
priority at this point.
I thought we did that already.
We won't be late. We're late again.
I spent money. I assumed that was me being paid.
No,
We got-
that was from the advance.
Ah.
Now comes the real paycheck.
So you're heading towards payment
Yes.
first.
Payment,
Yes.
please.
Yeah.
So you arrive at one of the payout desks for this particular organization, and you see there's a clerk behind the desk, and she says, "All right, do you have your expedition papers? Would have been papers that you would have been given that would have all your information."
Right here.
Yeah. So takes each one, drops a pile of gold, which actually it looks substantial, substantially more than what you would have gotten. So the original payment for this kind of trip was going to be 100 jungle marks. You look at that pile, and it's got to be at least 10 times that. And each one of you gets.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So she says, well, I don't know what you guys did, but you must have done a pretty good job. As she hands each one of you a pouch of 1,000 dress.
Basic stuff.
Just Lord Crowstone's bounding generosity.
Sure. Okay.
I entertained him a
What
lot.
else could it be?
Yeah.
I did
well.
a couple of nice shadow puppet shows. A lot of stuff with fire, you know.
Enjoy your newfound fortune.
I think we shall.
I
I'd rather think we shall.
I plan to drink it all.
Maybe
now I buy the cookies.
save some for your
I give you
future
your
titles.
10 gold.
Thank you. Yay.
No, we have universal healthcare.
With this law system, I don't think so. No warrants, no charge.
No, you sacrifice any sort of justice
Yeah.
for a universal healthcare system.
So my blaze declare. Alright.
Oh, I just got lay on hands.
Yeah.
We're fine.
So, you guys are pretty much rich at this point. You've got some time to burn. You don't really have any missions going on at this point. Or what are you gonna do?
I confess that was quite a lot more of a bonus than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought the 50 was a bonus.
Did I?
I plan to retake my customary seat at the pub, waiting for work to come. I'll alert my local recruiting offices that I'm meeting.
I go find Basil. No,
Who's Basil, for example? I ask in character.
what do I do with this much money?
Truly the loss. Well, I think I'll go and donate 10 to the church, and maybe ask around about this robed fellow if I can. With the robed fellow who had shrunk the crate, and just see what's.
Okay, yeah.
He wasn't that suspicious, but was a little bit.
Yeah, I want to learn more about this Mageocracy.
Okay, yeah.
I'm tempted to go tell the Mageocracy now that we got our bonus.
That's...
Tell them what.
Yeah, what are we telling them?
What? Oh, the symbol and everything that we found in there.
What symbol?
Okay, so are you gonna do it right away, or are you contemplating it?
I'm considering it.
Okay, so roll investigation, and you want to look more into the Mageocracy. So I'll tell you what you'll already know.
Okay, that would be very helpful.
Yeah, so the Mageocracy is basically a sort of a syndicate of mages that basically runs not only the city before the bridge, but also the colony. And they built the bridge, and it's essentially just a bunch of like a cabal of wizards that runs everything. They're not oppressive, but it is a they make all of the choices, and nobody really stands against them or does things against their wishes, as far as most of the public is concerned, without really paying a price.
Because I have a background as a folk hero, I can sort of like...
Incite revolution?
Sure, but like, I think the way it's written is that I can like stay with whoever I want because they're like, you're a hero. But I kind of want to leverage it in a way that I would like to get the people's read on the Mageocracy.
Okay.
So how do everyday folk feel about the Mageocracy?
Yeah, it varies. There's some people that are fine with it. You know, it's a system. It works. You know, there's nothing terrible happening. You know, there's lots of wealth being created by the existence of the colony and the magic stones.
As we've just seen.
Yeah, there is a not small subsection of people that aren't too happy with it, just because the classes are pretty set, and there's not a lot of economic movement available through in this society. And that end, sometimes people disappear if you do the wrong thing.
Great.
So
That's what Sybil wants to hear.
yeah, so there's a decent amount of people. It seems like the Mageocracy, they don't hoard wealth, likely out of a knowledge that doing such would make, people rise against them. So they do enough to placate people. So most people are like, it's not the best, but, I've had worse.
Cool. Good to know.
While secretly putting together a juice thing.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. I wouldn't know anything about that. 12 in the investigation.
12 in the investigation. Yeah, you check around as best you can to get some info on this particular figure, and you're not really able to find anything on him specifically. But in describing him, there's a few people that just, as you sort of get to the description of the cloak and this and that, you notice that they sort of change from genuinely listening and wanting to give you an answer to suddenly like, oh no, I wouldn't know anything about that. No, that doesn't sound familiar to me at all.
Nervous, sort of anxious.
Yeah, no, that's not no. And then they just sort of they quickly make an exit, and no further pressing seems to get anything from them beyond
So I would assume that he's in some way involved with the Mageocracy in a way that people are like, I don't want to get involved with that.
So you guys do your investigations and checking around. I'm guessing you all end up back at the pub with the drunkard.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You have a special chair.
I mean, there's kind of a chair that I just always use.
It's just like a chair.
It's like
Well,
Cheers.
Well, it's a high
permanent,
chair.
like back print
Oh yeah,
in it.
like it's got a higher chair. It also has this like nice impression that you can just sleep in.
Everybody does know.
Like it's not mine so much, but I just use it all the time.
Well then, I think Sybil's just gonna like monk perch on the top of it in like a real relaxed, balanced way. Like, so you're sitting it, and she's gonna.
Picturing Elle from Death Note.
So as the last of you, congresses on the stool that the dwarf is sitting on, you hear an unfamiliar voice say, "You're probably wondering why I gathered you all here."
No.
One day I'd love to say those words.
You turn around to see a human in what looks like some sort of wizard robes, standing there looking rather proud of himself, and he says, "Well, are you?"
I confess that I now am.
What?
Are you Basil?
How did you know my name?
I didn't.
Whispers from above.
It's
Yeah.
it's what?
He says, "I'm Basil. It's
Like-
nice to meet all of you."
The herb?
Yes.
If I cook with you,
Can you describe what
I don't cook. I can't cook.
color green you are?
I can make fire though. He snaps his finger and fire sort of comes up.
Do you even know how that works?
Not really. I mean, sometimes.
me too, but it's not safe to do in here.
Good call. So, yes, you're probably wondering why I gathered you all here.
I was unaware that we were
I mean,
being gathered. but-
only in the loosest of terms.
Did I sent you guys messages, right?
No. I mean, wait,
Oh,
no.
that's right. I couldn't send the messages because it would have been too dangerous to do that because of what I need to talk to you about.
I see.
Right.
Is in the middle of this tavern a safe place to talk about things?
Absolutely not.
Perhaps a booth at least.
But
Oh
his
no, I've got
chair-
this secret room. Well, it's not a secret room, but it's a room that nobody else can get into, mostly because I've rented it out and we can close the door.
Ah.
Wait, can we bring his chair?
I mean, it looks light enough, yeah.
He's a strong fellow. That's away then.
Okay. Oh, right. I'm the only one who knows where they're. Okay, let's go. Yeah, this way.
Yeah. that is how this works.
So he leads you into Ben's.
Yeah.
Happy that his money is paying off. So you make your way up to the room, and he stops in front of a room, looks at it, tries the knob, takes a few steps over, looks at another room, squints at it for a few seconds,
You say
looks
high
at the knob,
charisma, low intelligence.
looks at it, walks a few more steps, confidently,
Yeah, really dumb.
and then goes across and opens the door and walks into the room and quickly posts out, "Come on!"
First try.
So you all huddle into the room, and he says, "Okay." He closes the door. "You're going to die."
As are
I
we all
mean-
someday. And
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
enjoy the day.
You guys were supposed to get a little more.
I was about to pay down an insurance policy if I died, so
I am using my pigments.
Well, what I mean to say is
mean
that
soon?
there's a conspiracy around you.
yeah.
Why? What did you do?
Yeah.
Me?
What did we do?
Oh, You see, there's oh shoot, what was it again? Raven Rock, Lord Raven Rock. Okay, he is, yeah. So he took something that he wasn't supposed to, and now the Majocracy is upset, and they're gonna come after you to get the thing.
We don't know the thing.
We don't have the thing.
What thing?
Well, I mean, I have a thing,
No, I don't think we do.
but we don't have the thing. We don't have the thing with the really big problem.
Yeah, that one.
If we even knew what such a thing was.
Are
Which
you
we certainly don't.
part
I
of the
need more
Majocracy?
What? No, no, I'm a sorcerer. We're very different.
I don't know anything.
I
about
thought
that.
you were an ingredient.
Well, sometimes sorcerers use ingredients to cook things, so that could also be true. But in this case, what is the pertinent information is that I'm a sorcerer,
Like that one
and
time
not
somebody
a
needed
mage.
your blood.
Sorry?
Like that one time somebody needed your blood.
Do you?
My character doesn't.
Okay.
Well, this conspiracy then. Go on.
Yes. Yeah. So they're gonna come after you, and I'm here to help you stop that from happening.
Cool. How?
Appreciate it.
Gonna be honest, I forgot.
Well,
Feel
folks,
that he's full of pride.
But I know someone who probably remembers. They're smarter than me.
If such a thing is even possible, where am I to find?
Who is it?
I see.
They own a shop,
You forgot.
but I know where it is. I don't remember the name, but I know where the shop is. But we can't go there now.
Well, that's inconvenient.
Yeah.
When do we go there?
You're being watched. You're being followed. You're being watched and followed.
Right.
Because if you move, they follow you and they're watching you. They have to follow you to watch you.
Yep. We got
Yeah.
that.
Okay, good.
I like a good conspiracy where,
Oh, you won't like this one. It probably ends up with you
No,
dying.
I'm starting to like it less and less.
sure, but like
So,
we unravel it.
if
and
your
then it's
name
fun.
is Basil,
Yes.
but you're a man,
That's beautiful.
so are you a Basil man?
I mean, maybe.
A man made of basil?
That's beautiful. You should sell your paintings. They're really good.
I do. They are.
Ben just says,
We did it.
I'm both
Pineapple.
super pleased and ashamed at how well you're playing Basil.
I'm impressed.
Okay, but stay here tonight because this room is protected by magic.
Great.
Yeah.
What kind of magic?
Me,
I see.
I can cast fire.
We've seen. Well, I think so.
You can cast fire.
What,
Oh, now it's super protected.
what
You
would
can
one have to
cast-
pay to make the shopkeeper
Ice.
English? That Basil said the guy who he told implicitly trusts to fix his problems.
I think it would have to be Gilzish's player to do
Yeah,
that.
I
That
know
would
it
be-
would be.
We're not doing a greatest hits here.
So, but if they're watching and they donate, we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, if you're
John,
watching.
get on this.
It's good cause.
Okay, so stay here tonight. We're magically protected by like me, but also there's a spell on this room.
Cool.
Yeah.
But like, can we leave and come back?
Well, I mean, you won't be protected while you're gone, but I guess. I mean,
Just seems like a little bit much to be stuck in this room.
I'm not your mother. I'm just, we gotta wait till tomorrow because. Oh, I wish I could remember why. I know it's important though.
It's not safe right now. Is that it?
Yeah, it's not safe. Exactly.
But he doesn't know
See,
why.
you understand. This guy understands. Why can't the rest of you understand?
I mean, I'm fine staying anywhere that I can just drink outside.
Which is here.
I can bring you drinks.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll go get them for you.
I suppose I trust you.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
So like, what do you guys want?
I mean, I think they just serve moss ale, so
Oh, okay.
lots of that.
I'll go get some of that then. So he walks out the door and heads down.
We should.
I don't think so. I trust him. He seems too.
Just for fun.
He seems too foolish to be pulling one over us.
I just meant for fun.
Oh.
He seems very trusting.
Yes. I think it would break his little heart if we did.
Hurts. We'll just
Suppose
stay
we wait.
put.
Yeah, I mean,
So you're just staying in the room?
this seems like a good enough place to sleep. Is there enough space for everybody to sleep? Or did he rent us a one bedroom?
It's actually the honeymoon suite, so it's one big punching bed.
I mean, at least 2 of us are really small.
I pop a dragon mark in the bed to make it vibrate.
We'll just each have a pillow that we just like curl
Yeah.
up on.
I think the most interesting progression from today is the fact that I have to call them dragon marks now because that's what everyone calls them.
Yeah.
Jungle Mark.
Jungle Mark.
Dragon
It's
Mark.
fine.
We saw a dragon in the jungle.
There was a dragon
Yeah.
once.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, do you
I
have
mean,
the
even
gaming
myself,
set
I keep
that comes
calling
from
it
the
that.
mercenary back? then we game.
So,
We game at
Yeah.
dice.
So you guys are staying in for the night now?
So,
Yeah, I break out a set of dice. And
I finished my basic.
anybody who wants to game with me can do so.
All right, let's start the in-game
Yeah,
D&D
game,
game of
yeah.
D&D.
So I have these little miniature people moving around on a grid.
Yeah.
Anyway.
In-game D&D versions of D&D use the battle mats.
Yeah.
Wait, they're playing 4th edition.
Oh god. Never
Yeah,
mind. I'm
and then when you play D&D in your D&D, it's 3.5.
Yeah, it's just back.
Yeah, it just goes back.
Yeah.
And then eventually it cycles through
Until you're
Pathfinder 2nd edition.
no until you're at THACO, and then you just stop
Yeah,
because no
because
one
no one
understands how to
So,
play anymore.
Throughout the night, Basil continues to go and get drinks for mostly Torbeck. And he doesn't really seem to be phased by it. Every time he's like, okay, I'll go get you one. And he's just happy that you're listening to him, I guess. So you wake up the next day, and Basil's out cold. He's asleep. Probably spent most of the night getting drinks for him.
I mean,
I was really hoping he'd get lost and I would be like, we're looking for this man.
There we go. Yeah, did you create anything new? Or you needed your sleep?
I was touching. Yeah, I need my beauty sleep. I don't do watch. I need my beauty sleep.
I think Sybil, you wake up and Sybil is like sitting at your paintings, like trying really hard to understand. She just doesn't really get art.
They're in pots.
Yeah, but like, what does it
Oh, here we go.
mean?
Paint is in pots.
It's that simple?
2 die advantage
Nice.
token. So when you guys really need to succeed.
And we have one.
we still have one from before from the last one.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that actually is triple advantage?
I don't know if we've been hit by a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Though.
I did, remember?
I don't think you hit us. Oh, you
Yeah,
did get hit
yeah,
with
the
it?
2 dice one is you
Should have
roll
had
2
advantage because
dice.
you're a lovely fairy
Yeah.
fire, and then I did.
Yeah.
She's just, yeah.
That's why.
See, this is paint,
The two
and it's
dice-
magical paint, so it shifts between colors. You see, and then this one, and then it's got my name on it. And then this one
Basil
is
leads
Basil,
you guys
except if he were Basil.
through the town, and you can see as he's going, he looks over his shoulders and then
I don't
just
know what
sort of
this is.
keeps
This
walking.
I
Easy,
messed
man.
up.
A little more
So like, oh, thanks.
But it
yeah,
adds
I
to
just,
it.
I'm kind of nervous because, but
be
he looks
lit.
around, he's like, oh, I probably shouldn't say it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. And he leads you through the town to
I'd like to roll
a.
sense motive to find out if he really thinks we're fine.
Okay, roll more sense motive.
Insight. 13.
He does not.
It is not.
No,
Seem
I
fine.
think-
I think Sybil is gonna like stay back and like keep like a rear watch to like watch for the people who are watching for us.
Okay, roll me a perception.
19.
So you keep your eye out. You stay a few paces back, and you keep your eye out, and you notice that whenever you're walking through an area, the golems they're not walking as fast as you, but there always seems to be 2 golems following you. It's not the same golems all the time, but there's always 2 golems behind you that are sort of keeping up behind you, and then it's a different 2 golems, and it's different. So.
They're not really subtle.
I mean, they're gold. They've got.
I suppose they don't need to be.
Are there 2 in front of us? I ask somebody else who's in front.
Whoever's in front, a perception.
And 8.
13.
Sorry?
15.
15 and 8. I mean, you see golems, and the city's full of them, usually. You see golems, you can't really tell if they're paying much extra attention to you, but there are golems.
There's always one. There's always two nearby. That can't be random.
So he leads you
Hey Basil, how
to
much further we gotta go?
he leads you to this one shop, and it's a weapon shop. For the area it's in, it looks rather run down. It's obviously still open, but he sort of leads you to the door, and then sort of walks to the door, grabs the handle, and looks around. He's like, "Do you see anyone following us?"
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So he opens the door and goes in, and there's a little bell rings as you enter. And the shop itself is not that big.
Isaac and John, Ken and Richard, Matt, you got 5.
Congratulations, Matt, you got the 5. So you walk in. It's a rather small room. There's all kinds of weapons, swords, axes, hammers, daggers along the walls, and there's one counter on the end, and you see a rather old-looking woman sitting behind the counter, and she looks up, and as she's looking up, her face is looks very old and tired, and she sort of looks up at you guys first, and then her eyes focus on Basil, and suddenly life seems to come to her face. She's like, oh yeah, yes, excellent. Through the door. And she points at a wall. And Basil looks at the wall, and looks at her, and looks at the wall, and looks at her. That's just a wall.
Very astute.
So
I'm-
by your
I'm
motion, I'm
astute.
assuming you push it.
Sybil's gonna like push him through the.
He goes
Everyone
forward, it
missed it,
pushes
and
on
I'm
the wall,
sad.
and there's a click sound, and a door swings open. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's a secret door, guys.
You're not so good at the subterfuge thing.
Through the door, Basil.
Yeah, oh yeah, I like sandwiches. And he walks through the door with all of you, and then I'm assuming one of you close the door behind you.
Yeah.
Definitely don't trust Basil to do it. So you walk through the door, and the room itself is dark and not well lit. And then as you close the door behind you, it's for a moment it's pitch black, and then some torches light, and then two more, and then two more, and you see a figure on the sitting at the other side of the room. You also notice there's 6 different staircases going up from just sort of beside each torch, and the figure stands up from behind the counter. It's an older-looking man. He's dressed quite plainly, though. Just sort of a brown tunic, and wearing just sort of a regular cap. And he gets up and walks around and walks behind you, and he says, "You've ended up being a weak link in our chain."
First, we're gathered with our knowledge, now we're part of the chain. I do apologize. What?
What do you know of the Resistance? Sorry, I can barely hear you.
Depends what fandom we're talking about.
Yeah, like,
Zing!
which resistance?
Yes.
I think they sell the resistance here at this fine game that
Yeah.
is down.
Isn't that the thing that happens with electricity?
A druid and artificer.
I've been part of lots of resistances, so don't know. Have you heard of Good Wackets Brigade?
I'm sorry?
Good Wackets Brigade.
What can you tell us about the resistance?
What do you know about the resistance?
So, you recently saw more than you should have on an expedition.
We didn't see nothing.
I am well aware of what Lord Crowstone found. The balance of power that could change with that stone is quite significant. Now, we, and myself and my associate here, he points at Basil, are members of a group. Well, it's a little confusing. We are the resistance. The idea is that we wish to bring down the Mageocracy, and we attempt to assume collect power towards ourselves to do as such. Now, the problem is there's a splinter group from us that was like us in having a noble sense, but the organization has existed for a long time, and they've become more of a crime syndicate.
What sense do nobles have that we don't? Like, do they have like
Money sense.
Yes.
Money sense?
That was a quick answer. So, we are currently trying to bid towards Lord Crowstone to get this rock. It would change a lot of things, but we're currently battling both aspects of the Mageocracy as well as the other group, I'll call it.
So let me get this straight. You were working with Lord Crowstone, but you're not anymore. You're sort of both on the same tide, but like slightly differently, but nobody likes the Mageocracy.
You could say it that way, yes.
Great.
So, as you are aware of the Magic Stone, we were hoping we could get your help in helping us to acquire it.
Okay.
I know whose pocket it was in.
We need to find
Wait,
out the
wasn't
first
that
time.
thing like
Sure, I'm in.
really big?
Who shrank it?
I thought that was a dream.
No. You are awake. This is real
I
life.
know I'm awake now, but I
Could you
thought
describe this man?
It was dark. He
That makes
was
a lot
tall,
more sense
in a
now.
cloak. He could be magical because he touched the thing and it disappeared, but then I saw him put the crate in his pocket, so he must have shrunk it.
How
And
did
then
he
he
shrink
came and paid us, but I don't quite recall what he actually looked like. As in, Sarah doesn't recall what he
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
like.
You give him a description of the man, and he says, "Well, this doesn't bode well for us. That's likely someone who's closely affiliated with the crime syndicate."
I do know that there are lots of people in the community who don't really appreciate the Mageocracy. You should leverage those people.
We try to, but a lot of these people have daily lives, families. We try not to, say, exploit them too much.
Wait, but you're fine exploiting us.
Well, I think we're willing volunteers.
Volunteers, not the case.
Let's say hired hands.
Now, while you were on the expedition, did you yourselves find anything else that might be of interest? Might help us locate.
There's a cabinet that has a lot of alcohol in it. That was something of interest.
Sounds like standard weird jungle fare.
And then a cabinet that had like bats in it, but like bat people.
But the most interesting thing we
Yeah,
did
I got a
find
painting of
Weirder
was-
jungle fare, but still.
Yeah, we found. I'll pull out the amulet. This thing.
Oh right.
It's
I
a
was supposed to-
keystone.
What's that?
Yeah.
So, as best we're able to tell, the keystones are generally attuned to a magic stone, or maybe more aptly, the magic stone is attuned to it. They don't hold any magic in it of themselves, but the magic stones know when they're near, and they react in certain ways. They can be magically attuned to them. Now, with that keystone, was that keystone found in the same temple?
Yeah, and then there was a door with the same symbol, but we didn't get too close. We weren't allowed.
Now, you can use that keystone to find the magic stone.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. You have to eat it.
I think you've eaten worse, right?
I toss it to half.
To who?
To the half.
Why am I eating it?
I don't eat it.
If you eat it, and it's designed to be consumed in this fashion, so don't worry, you won't choke on it or anything, you will have a built-in sense of direction as to where the magic stone is.
I eat it.
Okay, so
in the
you-
amulet.
So you
It all goes down.
The spaghettis
you
of the
consume the
strap.
amulet and swallow it down, and instantly you sense a direction.
I sense a direction.
You feel drawn towards the middle staircase on the right.
It's like we never flipped the amulet over and it actually just said "eat me,"
Yeah.
like in Alice in Wonderland, where it's just
In case of emergency, consume.
No, it's just got the nutrition factor.
Thank you.
A lot of calories, I don't
Wonderful
know.
callback.
Is this
So,
Is this
third-
keto friendly?
This guy has a warning that contains soy.
Yeah.
Not for
I
sale
say,
in California.
The state of California has found this made.
so do I just sense where it is, or do I see something?
No, you just kind of you turn and you see the staircase. You just feel like it's almost like you saw something in the corner of your eye, and you just turn and you see the staircase, and you just feel this desire to go up that staircase.
Okay. I go there. And I say, follow me! I know where it is.
Anything else you can tell us before we go?
Yes. Try to survive.
do we have like
Aside
Level up.
Yay!
aside from leveling up? Great.
I don't know what that means, but I like it.
Do we have like 3 minutes for Sybil to purchase magic darts from the lady at the front?
Get a plus
Yeah,
one.
can-
Can she go back out the door that they came in? Maybe not. That's fine.
We'll say that Basil has some magic darts, and he's all like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
could just here. I'll buy you some more for myself."
Great. I just want them to be +1 darts.
And
yeah,
Basil
we
just
only
kind of
haven't
hangs
had
back
time
and he
to
says, "Okay,
spend
have
money."
fun."
Thank you very much, Basil. Hope we meet again.
Wait, Basil.
He-
Do you have anything else I can buy off of
I've got these magic beans.
you? No.
Tell me you can summon a cow.
I bet they grow basil.
I don't actually know.
I bet they grow you.
I don't actually know.
That's dangerous.
That is dangerous.
I heard of a
I don't want
mushroom once
more
that
of
grew.
these.
We hear Patron is like halfway up the stairs.
Yeah.
So as you guys walk away, Basil turns towards the gentleman you were talking to. He says, "So who were those guys again?"
Oh, speaking of which, who are you, sir? Not Basil, but
Right, yeah. He says, "It's not important at this moment. You might find out later."
anything we should call you, or any sort of name?
The man. The not man.
For now, you can call me Kilden.
Do you mind if we take like 5-10 minutes? Just a quick break?
Oh, as PCs?
We only have 30 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, we're kind of on the.
okay, yeah. Right.
We're on the edge of it.
Down slope.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So, as we're leaving, I'll make sure to talk to Basil. We're gonna be playing any games with us.
Sorry?
I let Basil know that he better not be playing any games with us.
And he says, "But I like games. Games are fun. Why wouldn't you want to play games with me? That seems weird. You're weird."
Oh man. So many more hit points.
Congratulations.
So,
Congratulations, you're double digits.
So you follow Patron. Patron.
He's not here to
He wasn't here to
lecture.
first try.
You follow him as he makes his way up the stairs, and then he goes right down a hallway, and then left down a hallway, and then up some more stairs, and then out the door, and then into another shop, and through a door, and up some stairs, and you kind of lose track as he's just sort of going quicker and quicker through this maze of directions. You always knew that this place was a little bit confusing and somewhat interconnected, but this is just taking it to a whole new level.
Despite being so small, Sybil is like right beside Patron, just like keeping up.
Until eventually,
This is the gem in the finding it. Very proud of that.
you come to a door, and Patron, you just stop in front of it,
Okay.
and you know that the stone is behind this door.
Everyone, steel yourselves.
I think this might be the time.
I can't be metal.
Yeah.
It's
like-
against my religion.
I also don't prefer metal. But she's gonna ready a dart.
Hold on, I think
Druid,
perfect time for a door. Yeah.
Yep.
Smashed.
be honored that you have the painting of my paints. and therefore
having-
inspiration.
It's a meta.
It's like having a bean that grows basil.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm keeping my basil one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Very fine.
So, you reach for the handle?
Yeah.
I kick it down. I think.
I go like this, and he just kicks it down.
Yeah, you're like.
I'm already a great process.
So you kick down the door, and the door falls over, and it opens up into it's again another sort of large room, probably about the same size as this one, and you see the stone in the middle of it. You see Lord Crowstone standing beside it, as well as the figure that you had seen pocket it. And the two of them turn around to see you, and they both look very confused. And Crowstone says, "What are you doing here? Are you working for me still?"
Are you still paying?
I mean, you can still pay us, then we could suddenly become working for you once more.
You said you were different.
How did you find this place?
Yes.
That's the right answer.
I mean, we just came through that door.
Yeah.
He ate a thing and told us
I'm
how to get
upgrading my armor, okay?
Food.
I'm upgrading my armor.
Food. That's how we found you.
None of this makes any sense. He turns towards the cloaked figure who turns towards that one. He points to Patron. He consumed a keystone. They must have gotten it in the temple. What do
I
you
can neither
want?
confirm nor deny that.
What do you want?
We want the gem.
Yes.
We want the stone.
That's very nice, but you're not going to get it. The only thing you're going to get at this point is a swift death. You hear some sounds coming from the sides, and some golems sort of step forward. They're not the law golems, but they look big enough. He basically says, You're going to have to die now. You've been involved too much in this. He just waves sort of the golems at you, and they start to step forward.
That makes it self-defense.
Just as an FYI, Stephen, the Bardic Inspiration now works for AC. So you can pump up your AC.
That's rad.
Whoa. Getting it.
Crazy.
Starting with this level.
Starting now.
Starting now.
What is that? That's nuts. I never heard that.
So everybody roll initiative.
It's the College of Valor.
Nice.
Legally speaking, that makes this self-defense.
Yeah.
There was a clear and present threat of violence.
Too much.
For any of you lawful types.
Yes.
Oh God.
It's just you.
Yeah, I think that's
I
probably.
mean, we take the RP spell, right?
Astute.
Despite.
I got an 11.
No longer required to be lawful.
Yeah, seriously.
Adam.
16. 15, pardon me, 15.
With my +1 initiative, 21.
Yay.
That's the big number.
11.
11 for Sybil as well.
Can't possibly go any faster.
Actual spells now.
And Patron.
15. 14, sorry.
14.
Oh, she should have done that as soon as we walked in there.
Oh, and I get all 3 of my key points.
What are the golems made of?
Sorry?
What are the golems made of? Stone?
Yeah, it looks like they look like a fairly common combination of stone and steel bindings.
So none of those awful flesh things.
I know. Does he stay in here?
Oh, I
Yeah,
need that
they
one.
just sort of turn back towards the stone and pay you no mind. Tordak, you're going first. What did you have? 15?
14.
14. Right.
Alright, so I'll charge towards the nearest of the golems.
Yeah.
I'll pull out another flask, but it has this logo on it.
Fantastic. Show the camera.
and I will drink it and charge towards the nearest of the golems, which causes me to fly to a very calm range.
Okay. A very calm range. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So 19
19, that's a hit.
Plus 6.
That's also a hit.
That's also a hit.
Ooh, that misses actually.
Yeah, sorry.
25 misses.
25
They have,
Sorry,
they have,
you missed the Thaco on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
they have Bizarro AC.
Curse you, Gaga. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage.
10 damage. All right.
Then I will use a bonus action to attack again because I have Frenzy Rage. That one is terrible. Was it Reckless? 11. Because it wasn't Reckless.
Sorry?
11.
11. That is a miss.
I guess superpower.
Yeah, I did the first one.
Patron.
How close? So he's right beside the two golems, right? But nobody else is like right next to them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm going to cast Shatter,
Okay.
just behind the golem, so that they can't hurt him.
Okay.
But it will probably hurt the other two guys in there.
Okay.
So everyone in a 10-foot radius, centered on the point I choose, must make a Constitution saving throw. However, if the creature is made of inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal, they have disadvantage.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So what's the DC?
13.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it does apply.
And so are you hitting just two of them or all four?
I'm hitting two of them for sure. It's up to you as to whether or not the 10-foot radius would extend back into them.
It wouldn't go. But they both failed. So.
Okay. Excellent. They each take 14 damage. Thunder damage.
So the shatter goes off, and both of the golems sort of shake and rumble and step back from the damage. But there's also a huge resonance comes from the magic stone. And the entire room starts to shake as if a temple bell had been rung super close. So everyone is deafened, and everyone has disadvantage on attacks for the next round. Yeah, I know you're going to take advantage of this somehow, so... Adam.
As an action, I will.
Sorry, attacks and saving throws. Disadvantage, yeah.
Also, for our routine, we have three advantages, two advantages.
We have one regular advantage and then one double advantage.
Yeah. If you use a double advantage when you have disadvantage, it just wipes out the disadvantage and becomes the double advantage. Because it's just that good.
It's that good. That's what your money gets you.
Because that's how good it feels to heal sick kids.
Yes.
As an action, I will draw my weapon and I will pull my hand across it and it will begin to gleam with silver holy light. It's now magical and I get some bonuses. It sheds bright light in a 20 radius and dim light 20 feet beyond that. And then as a bonus action, I will cast Sanctuary on you're like up in the business there.
I'm up in the Sanctuary. Doesn't it end if I swing at them?
Yeah, but they should all go before you.
They should all be before me.
Yeah, so I'll cast Sanctuary on you.
Yeah.
And that's, I'll keep my distance still because that's it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to the washroom.
Still.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yep.
Already?
Either that or Stooge. You're both on the same initiative.
You go.
Me?
Yep.
Okay.
You probably have higher dex than
It's
I do.
true. I have a 3 plus 3 for dex. Okay, well then I will. Are the two guys still there? Like, Lord.
Yeah, they're
Crowstone and-
they were standing staring at the stone. Now they're both kind of like this.
Haha, they fucked up.
I think I want to go after the cloaked guy.
Okay.
I can
Yeah.
make it there. My 35 feet of movement.
You have to run past the golems, and one of them would get an attack of opportunity.
No problem.
Okay. He does have disadvantage.
This is like the Spider-Man villain thing. Like the villains have done it. They're like, oh no, what have we done? Too much power.
You run past the golem, and it's sort of stepping back, and it goes like this, but it's a weak swing, and you dodge right past it easily.
Great. So she's going to swing at the not the Lord, but the other guy.
Yeah, not Crowstone, but the seeming monster.
It's only 13.
You know what? He's not wearing any armor. He wasn't really paying attention. It's a hit.
Oh, thanks. It didn't need to be a hit. That is 9 points of damage for him, and because like I have never actually used key points before, we're gonna use a key point and do flurry of blows. So
Nice.
Oh, no, that's not the one. Natural 20.
Huzzah!
Zing!
5 points of damage.
So, sorry, another 9?
No, 5.
5.
Okay, yeah.
Literally two
Two
ones.
ones. And I'm going to roll one more time for the last one. That is 18 to hit.
That's a hit.
And for 7 points of probably bludgeoning.
bludgeoning,
Their
yeah.
fists.
Hit.
Or elbows or things like
Yeah,
that.
just knee. It's just the same knee over and over. You're just kicking him in the
I
shins.
feel like it could just be like head, like she just has really strong neck muscles, and it's just headbutts, right? Because she's so strong.
You're just absolutely thrashing.
Yeah.
Like, just hitting him right in the stomach over and over.
She's like, I don't even know your name. I don't like you.
So how close are all the enemies clustered together?
There's 2 golems sort of side by side on one side and 2 side by side on the other. There's probably about 15 feet separating the 2 sets.
Perfect. And who's in between all of those?
No one?
Good.
Like
a
standing
moonbeam-
between the two,
Yeah.
yeah.
I cast a moonbeam centered on the middle of those golems.
Oh, is it like a circle?
Yeah.
It would hit Torda because he's up right
That's
up.
fine. You're fine.
I'm probably fine.
Yeah, and then I turn
Torback.
into a lion.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
Okay, well, what
Let's
does Moonbeam do?
When they start their turn there, they have to make a con save or take 2d10 radiant damage,
Okay.
or half as much on a success. And then I'm a lion.
You were
So I'm
alive.
going to go around to beside one of the golems just on the edge of the moonbeam and just be there.
Okay.
As a lion.
Yeah.
Alright, that makes Golem's turn.
Actually, wait, am I
so-
turning into a lion or a tiger?
I don't
One of them has
That
more
makes
hit
it Golem's
points.
turn, so they're making a con save or what?
Or they take 2d10.
What's the DC?
Probably not insane.
13.
13?
Moonbeam Ryan.
Anyone attack you or him?
So 3 of them fail.
Okay. 9 damage.
They're starting their turn now.
And then one of them takes 4. If we're using the same roll for all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Oh, I'm a tiger wearing a cloak of protection, by the way. It's got like a cloak on it.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like that guy.
So,
Yeah. I'm basically like if a Johnny were on all fours.
yeah.
There you
Yeah.
So the 2 golems in front of Torback, sorry, attack.
My brother is Tornado.
They attempt to make an attack.
Yes.
You must first make a wisdom saving throw.
Sorry?
They have to make
I
a
have
wisdom saving.
Sanctuary cast.
Ah.
That's a wisdom saving.
Hopefully a disadvantage from the rumbling.
Yeah. What's the DC?
DC is 13.
Sorry?
13.
13. Wisdom. Okay, first one fails. Second one also fails.
Hey, so if they want, they can choose a new target. I don't know if there is a new target range.
They don't. They stand in front of him. Just let them pass. One of the golems turns around and stomps over at you, who does not have sanctuary.
You're attacking the
It's a
master.
15.
Is it one of the Is it one of the ones that's standing by me? Because I will bite it.
Yes.
I will bite it.
Okay. Yep.
I need to find a
Break it
d20.
to
I got a 20, unnatural.
Okay, that's a hit.
All right, and I will deal 6 damage.
6 damage.
Yeah. Sure, thank you.
And he attacks you but misses. The other one is going to take a swing at the tiger.
Did you use inspiration?
No, not yet.
Okay.
How many golds total are there?
And
I would have won me the game.
uh,
I'm trying to get rid of these
let's see how interesting this gets.
This card is terrible. Like, I literally exile all the instants and sorceries out of my graveyard.
So, the one turns around with the moonbeam on it, and it swings at you.
Wait, what? 1 second.
Or does it?
But, okay, so my AC is 13.
Okay.
Would it be a good idea for me to use my Bardic Inspiration to bump my AC up?
Or would it probably not make a difference?
Or would it not make a difference?
It would not make a difference.
Okay.
So it swings at you, and it swings down, and all it does is it sort of hooks on your cloak of protection for a second, but long enough that it hits one of the magic stones on there, and it sort of starts to resonate, and then the golem starts to resonate. Can I get you to roll a dex save?
Yes. 15.
15. So the golem sort of resonates for a second. You almost feel an energy increase, and it explodes.
The golem explodes?
The golem explodes.
Oh, good.
It rolled a 1.
Oh, good. I was hoping this was not going to.
So you take 4 damage.
Okay.
And the golem beside it just seems to get blasted, and it takes a bunch of damage as well. It wasn't able to get out of the way at all.
Oh, by the way, everyone has 6 good berries.
I will keep that in mind.
Yeah. That's from yesterday. Good.
Okay, so that was the golem's turn. Not very productive. Back up to Torback.
I'm gonna make a
I need you to make a con save.
Roll right.
Oh, bummer.
Stupid moon. 15.
You succeed. You take half of this.
I think half.
You take half of 12s. You take 6. Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, that's also reduced by his. Don't you get DR?
Only 2. Only the
Yeah.
weapon type.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
radiant damage.
Right.
There's
The
not
other
a lot
one-
that has
there's another
damage
one with a
resistance
different
to
range type
radiant.
that gives
Yeah,
you full
bear,
range.
bear,
Yes.
Yeah. You get
I'm
them.
only gonna get to level 3. I'll take them. I'll take them.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use reckless attack, but I'm also going to use the 2 dice advantage.
Oh, jeez.
In our pool,
Okay.
which I believe still only gives me 3 dice. Because I can't use advantage plus 2 dice.
Right.
But so I want my multi attack, my extra attack to have extra attack.
There you go.
The first swing is done with 3 dice.
Big 20s.
Nope. 17.
17 is a hit.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
10, 13, 15.
15.
Alright, and then the second swing.
It's casting something out of here. It's just get away.
The second attack against, is the golem still standing?
Yes.
Not a 1. I'll take an 11 again.
That's a miss.
So they now have advantage to attack Sanctuary.
If I Lily is, if I'm Lily is pretty terrible.
Okay. Patron.
So seeing the remaining people, I'm gonna get close to the golem, and then I'm gonna cast Bane on the golem and the 2 human figures.
Okay.
So they have to make a charisma check.
Oh, you're right, the end.
Yeah. Like the rogue guy, right?
Of 13.
Golem fails.
I got the wrong man.
Yeah, you've got the
Crow
He
fails.
points to his scared.
exactly.
And the
Attack bonus attack.
cloak trigger fails.
Yes.
So anytime they make a save or an attack, they have to roll a d4 and subtract the result.
Gotcha.
Hey, did you say that the pro figure failed?
They all do.
They all.
They're still getting disadvantage.
Right.
So they're getting disadvantage, and now minus D4 to all of their saves and attacks. So
Your turn's over.
my turn is over.
So the ringing and the resonance dies down. There's still a ringing in the room, and it's still a little bit of a rumble, but it's nothing that's disruptive. So you can all hear now, and you no longer have disadvantage on attacks and saves.
Good.
Sybil.
Feels so fast that I'm out. I'm just gonna wail on the cloak figure again.
Okay.
For 16?
Sorry.
16.
That's a hit.
And nice. 10 points of damage.
Use that other key point.
Yeah, I will use my other key point. And flurry of blows. That's oh my gosh, 14.
Does that hit?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And that's 6 points of damage. And that's not gonna hit. 9.
Nope.
That's okay.
Okay. Stute.
Okay, so there's 2 guys. How many golems are left?
One.
1 golem?
Right?
No, there's more.
Three.
There's 3.
No, one of them
One
exploded.
of them down.
Right.
Yeah, one
down.
exploded. The other
All,
one just.
Yeah,
all
there's-
of them have been damaged? Or
All of them have been damaged.
Okay. I'm gonna go from, instead of going after the golems, which are now kind of all in one area, just leave this thing circled on those, and I'm gonna go around and just pounce on one of the guys, just like basically hoof it straight at them, and then just leap. And then there's a large tiger landing on top of him, so I'm going to.
So on who?
There's 2 human guys.
So there's either Lord Crowstone or the cloaked figure.
Let's go for the
She's
cloak
currently
figure.
engaged with the cloaked figure.
Yeah, let's go for that guy.
Okay.
All right, so 5, 10. I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration. How big is that die?
D6.
Okay. 14.
Hits.
Okay.
nice.
Bardic inspiration for the win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
As you leap, you think about the painting.
D10.
It was such a good painting.
9, 10, 11, 12 damage.
Okay.
And it needs to succeed on a DC 13 strength save or be knocked prone.
I feel like it'll do fine on the strength save.
It did do fine on the strength.
Okay, then that's sad. And, I keep concentrating on this moonbeam.
Okay. Alright, Golem's turn. So, they all have to make saves.
Yep.
Minus D4.
Only one of the golems.
Right.
And what's the DC?
13.
All but one succeeds.
Okay. They're taking 12 or 6.
Okay. The most damaged one, the one that had the Bane on it.
Yep.
Finish it off.
It just, like, the magic stone in it, the moonbeam is just dumping power into it, and that stone just detonates, and, like, the golem does that thing that happened to the other one, where it kind of, like, blows out, like it just got shot with, like, a big cannon or something, and then, like, topples back.
Okay. So at this point, Lord Crowstone turns, sort of recovered. He turns from his thing. He pulls out this. He has a staff that has a magic stone, and it's a green one on the end, and he swings it at the tiger.
Yep.
And that's a hit. Can I get a Constitution save from you?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
You got tiger blood, man. Come on.
What's my constitution? 9.
Okay. So you fail. So you're going to take 11 damage.
Okay, and I need to concentrate save. I fail and my spell ends.
Yeah. And you are paralyzed for one turn.
No.
Okay. That's fine, I'm still a tiger.
Or whatever the paralyzed thing is.
Paralyzed.
Yeah.
Paralyzed is bad.
It's very
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's not good.
melee attacks are auto crits. Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. Paralyzed is like the worst.
Incapacitated, he cannot move or speak, automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. Attackers have advantage, and any attack that hits and is made from within 5 feet is a crit. Okay, and then the figure's going to turn on you, and he's going to turn around and just sort of launch a spell from his hand, which I believe has disadvantage because he's right next to you, right?
Yeah, if it's a ranged attack.
Yeah.
Minus D4.
Minus D4.
It's 15 is what you
It's a miss.
Yay!
Yeah. Sybil,
I'm the bane of these guys'
Sybil
existence.
always is like racing to get ready to dodge, and then she realizes she's a gnome.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks she's human-sized.
Yep. This just goes like
the king.
So after doing that, you see him quick, like say another quick enchantment, and sort of a sheen comes over him.
Major.
rude.
Torbeck. Torbeck.
I'm going to continue slaying golems. Reckless attacks.
There are 2 golems left.
Keep pushing on the whichever golem I was hitting last. It's still alive.
Okay.
Otherwise, another golem. It hits. 6, 9, 11 damage.
Finish him off.
Ooh, alright. So, like, I'll, like, hit the knee. Like, it'll basically just be me just, like, just knocking it over. Like, it, like, comes down, like, and eventually it's just a head left and I'll knock it like
Pokies in
Nice.
Mario Worlds. Like,
Yeah.
And then, next attack against the other one.
Okay.
The other one, what? The other golem?
17 to hit. 9, 12, 14 damage.
14? Okay, still standing. Alright, Patron.
Remember, we're recovering this.
Ah! Fantastic.
And I cast Fairy Fire on centered on the 2 figures, the Lord Krostad and the other guy.
What kind of save is it?
That is, I believe it's a Wisdom. Let me just double check. Dexterity. Yeah.
And what's the DC?
Well,
Never mind, they both fail.
Okay, minus D4 as well.
One of them got -1, the other one got -2.
wow.
So there's advantage on them as I paint them the same color as the stone. They've got them.
Ah, good. Very good.
This is like buff debuff thingy, like
Yeah,
the most buff
seriously.
debuff, like intense
Support versus
D I've
support,
ever.
yeah.
And then I concentrate on my Bane.
On your what?
Bane.
Okay.
What's her Bane?
The concentration.
They're both concentrations.
Okay, I'll let Bane drop.
Yeah.
Fairy Fire is more important.
Adam.
I will roll up in this cloak figure as well. And,
Well, technically, sorry, can't you continue with both at the moment until? Oh no, that's right. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry,
just that turn.
They both
Yeah.
continue for this turn. Like, so if he could cast Fairy Fire and then cause something to still be Bane for that turn. Like for
Yeah, because you
his
could
turn,
concentrate Bane,
but
then
once
cast
his-
Fairy Fire.
But once his turn ends, he has to choose which one he's continuing.
Right, that's right. You're right.
yeah, I will roll up in this cloak figure and attack him
Okay.
with advantage from Fairy Fire. Is it not to get a critical? It's not to be. Does hit for 21.
21
Yeah.
is a hit.
Hope so.
It's like, no, 21 does not hit. We are dead.
And I will smite him
For sure you will.
divinely.
Okay.
Spectacular.
No whammies. That's pretty good. 14 piercing damage.
14. Okay.
That's radiant, I guess. And if he's an undead or a fiend, it's more. But
He is, as far as you can tell, neither of those things.
as far as my dice can tell as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've got there. I don't think I have any fun bonus actions. I guess I can bring it back.
Okay. Anything else?
So I got.
I'm just a sweet, like, Smithsonian tiger statue right now.
Oh yeah.
I'll like circle around so that we are flanking, like opposite sides.
Sybil.
I will. keep
There
doing
is no
what I'm
flanking in
doing.
5th
I
edition,
know.
but,
I'm
but
just
I
gonna-
appreciate the flavor.
Natural 20 again. Third one
Nice.
overnight.
What did I say about flanking? It's
What's
not
that
true.
like?
You get
Yeah,
20.
yeah,
I don't, like, should I even like? No.
Get too
so,
nuts and twenties, he just dies.
Yeah.
Omewa Mushin.
You just like punch his soul out of his body.
So that's
Doctor
12
Strange
points of
style.
damage with my staff.
Sorry, how much?
12 points of damage with the staff, like right into the stomach.
Okay.
And then, I mean, I might as well.
Yeah.
Last one.
Last hurrah.
Key point. That is a 16.
That's
Oh,
a
with
hit.
advantage. Sorry.
For it?
No, it was a 16.
16 is a hit.
For 4 points of damage.
That's more of a key.
Everything counts.
And then 20 something.
It also has advantage.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, monks with advantage is just like.
so many
You just
dice.
roll 90 dice.
5 points of damage.
Okay.
Monk college, just for that crit. Spikes. D4 plus 8d8.
Everyone loves the fighter champion.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Do I make a save at the end of my turn?
Just fish.
No, at the end of your turn, you just sort of collapse to the ground.
Oh, okay. Cool. I like meow. 'Cause I'm also a cat right now.
Yeah.
Just like
All right. Lord Crowstone takes a step towards you and swings with his
Magical
superpowered
paralyzing
cane.
speech.
What's your
15.
15? You're able to duck his attack.
Does she have to duck?
Or was he swinging for a human height? Not a gnome
Does
height.
she have to duck?
No, he swings too low. You jump over
I
it.
jump,
He
yeah.
overcompensates.
He actually like hits the ground.
yeah, it just like you lift one foot up, put it down, lift the other foot up, and just goes boink.
I like it.
How does magic missile work in this game again?
It just happens.
Yeah, but how much?
D4 plus 1 for each bolt.
Okay. So the cloaked figure's gotten sick of you. He's gonna fire a magic missile at you. How many missiles is it for? 3?
3 at
First
first.
level.
1
That's screw that.
extra.
He's gonna do it at second level spell.
4 missiles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die.
So D4.
D4 plus 1 per missile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Times.
They're all in there.
Oh.
Just create it all. Love that sound.
Are those like happy?
Yep.
Happy sounds or bad sounds?
19.
Oh,
4,
no.
4, 4, 3.
I wasn't
Oh,
sure
no.
because those sounds are the same sounds when you like have bad rolls and good rolls.
You have 6 good berries and 1 alcohol potion.
And 1 alcohol.
This isn't Skyrim. You can't just pause and eat.
Yes,
You
there
can't eat. Pause and eat 40 wheels of cheese.
Give me the cheese.
Right back in.
All right, Torback.
Well, there's still a golem, and I hate golems.
Oh wait, the golem didn't go. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought it was dead. The
It
golem
has-
attacks you.
It has advantage against me. My dice is over there somewhere.
Well, it doesn't count. It was on the
It hits.
Yeah, I did. My AC is low.
It hits for 4.
4 damage, so 2 damage.
One was a second level spell. What do you want?
It's fine. I deserved it.
You did kind of attack the guy
I'm
unprovoked.
continuing
He didn't do
to
anything to you.
this golem. Yep, I'll take the 19 hits. It's one. It's one. 5,
Sorry, I've been taking
10 damage.
10 damage.
And then if it's still alive, attack again.
It is not still alive.
Right.
Finish it off.
This will be like the same thing, except that I'm going to start from the top.
You know what? That's fine.
You jump, slice,
No,
jump,
it's
slice,
like,
jump,
it's like
slice,
I'll
jump, slice.
pull out, I have the 2 hand axes. So I just use the hand axes to climb up.
Oh, yeah.
See, I was just imagining
True shadow
Torback
claws.
going all Devil May Cry style, just jumps up, slash, slash, and as long as he's attacking, he's just slowly
Yeah.
falling.
No, that's ridiculous.
Metal Gear Rising.
I do
Instead, I'm
like
gonna
that.
climb him with hand axes.
The idea that it's like
Nano machine.
But how nano machine?
it's like deactivated because of the hand out.
Played college ball.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay. So it's Torback, Patron. Paint again.
I walk up to Sybil and cast Cure Wounds on her.
Oh, how sweet.
It's like just seeing Bard
We
play.
Just think about my paintings.
We did bring back friendship.
No, you walk over and you just Simba with the paint.
Yeah, but
That's
Here, smell my paint.
The real treasure found that day
your Revivify,
was
just like-
friendship.
yeah, the nice the paint.
Here, smell some
It's some
paint.
like formaldehyde.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, it's just
supposed to-
huffing paint fumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll get me back
Your
in the
enhanced
fight.
abilities, you walk up to them, you put like the
Adam.
football marks.
I'm still in there. He's still alive, so I.
You are the warrior.
Go
The
after
cat,
the-
I
the
just
figure-
like, you have whiskers now.
They're still.
They're all just
They're
face
on the
paint.
figure.
great.
That's
the
the next level of the.
Just a regular hit this time.
If I ever use this character again.
That is 12.
Yeah.
12 piercing.
I'm now just a tiger.
Okay.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yeah. I like that Stute hasn't taken any
Similar.
damage to himself.
No.
He turned into an
Sybil
animal once.
Is going
Like you set up the druid
not
tree.
be particularly wise.
I'm an animal.
And
then
she's
you're
just
like,
gonna keep attacking.
Okay.
You have
This
advantage.
time, oh yeah.
I'm gonna concentrate on this mega
Thank you.
spell.
21
That's a hit.
for 10 points of damage, and then her single unarmed attack is an
Also with
18.
advantage.
Oh my gosh, guys. Same
You're
number.
the one who can get 20s at this table, apparently. So.
Apparently,
Yeah.
and it's only 4 points of damage.
So sorry, what was the total?
So the
then?
first one was 10 points of damage, and the second one was 4.
Finish him off.
Yes!
Yeah, it's such a cool.
Oh, I'm sorry. She is going to like dart around him. No, first she's gonna kick him. We're gonna do it out of order. So she's gonna kick him and send him one way, and then
Yeah.
she's gonna like dart around him and like smack him back the other way.
Only one question: is it personnel? When you teleport behind him.
Yeah.
Nothing personnel.
Oh, is there a donation? Because Nicole's saying I'm here now.
Oh.
Cool.
Hi, Nicole.
Give it a sec.
Do you have a message? Nicole doesn't have any
Just
money.
watch
She
it.
could have donated.
Just watching.
Just watch it.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, okay, that makes. That's the name of one of the things, Nicole.
I'm here now.
That's right. I just come in with my catchphrase. It's dangerous to go.
Oh yeah, she donated before she left. Yeah.
Oh, you go.
Okay. So,
To be fair, Nicole arriving once it's over would be on brand. It's like everything's dead. I'm here now.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Hey guys.
so as the cloak figure falls, you see Lord Crowstone sort of look around and take a step back, and he.
Does he
and,
disengage with me?
Yeah, he takes a little step back, like he's not running away, but he's just sort of,
5 foot step. Just a step.
and
I will bite him.
do you continue to press?
I mean, if he's
Give
like,
us the stone.
attempting to leave, I'm gonna bite
But
his
he's not
arm.
attempting to leave. He's just
Okay.
sort of like,
Okay. Oh,
he's
okay.
like,
Okay.
it seems we have a decision here tonight.
Seems like you have a decision here tonight.
Yeah. Our decision seems perfectly well made.
I move
Does it?
like 20
I
feet
say
back.
We're on
And,
Basil's side
Crouch
right
down
now.
and like
Well, we're
full
on
like
Basil's
cat
side
butt
right
wiggle.
now.
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
just
it's really bad.
I'm
We're
ready
in a
to
bad position.
actively
No.
like
We left him as the leader of
Barovia.
Barovia.
He says, it seems I greatly misunderestimated you. My mistake. You've bested me. And I don't feel like dying today.
You really wanted us to die today, though.
I won't deny it. So, this leaves us at a point where it would be difficult for you to probably feel you could let me live, given the level of influence I have.
It would have to be quite
True.
an offer.
Well, what is it that you want?
I think that staff was
There's only one thing we want. Money. Donated to the Children's Hospital.
Can I give him my inspiration?
He says, the stone clearly is yours. You've won it. If you want to take it. Now, you could take the stone.
or you could take what's behind door number 2.
It's a ghost.
But I don't believe that you have the capabilities needed to move it or keep it safe.
I want to know what your purpose is with the stone. Why do you want the stone? Why do the other guys want the stone?
Well, they want to add the stone to their stone collection. And he wants the stone because he doesn't want them to add
For God's sake, trade their minerals.
and use it in some sort of power bonding, but it can still get wiped out.
A stone of this size, this power level, can be used to power devices that could be very useful in many different ways.
Over 9,000 devices.
A stone only slightly bigger than this is the one that powers the shield that protects the city. So you can imagine what it could be used for.
And what would you
That's a lot of
use it
pies.
Be specific.
I have plans
That's like
to
4.
create a forge that would be able to, we'll say, make a special type of gold.
like a weaponized golem?
Well, I mean, that's not happening.
My plans are a little more artistic than that.
Thoughts of Basil and the Resistance flee patron's mind.
Can I paint your columns?
One
Racing
step behind.
stripes? Stars?
You just
So
become
what
a
is
mech
your
designer
knowledge?
Way to
now.
go, you just invented golem face.
No, because I'm not appropriating anything.
Oh, sorry.
What would the resistance do with a stone like this?
Commit terrorism and acts of war and make the world a worse place than it is.
Interesting, that's what they told us about you.
Then there's only one solution.
We just keep it.
I agree.
We just keep it safe.
Who better to keep it than...
You know, we keep it
super
and
best
then we
friends.
turn it into the Majocracy and get a reward and then start the restaurant.
I feel like that's not something that I want.
I'm joking.
Okay.
I wouldn't give it to the Majocracy.
I want to
I
paint
think
some gold.
we're just going to take it and hide away. And then,
I mean, I'm considering just making this forge and then painting some gold.
yeah, just painting gold.
No, we create golems to juke it, and then you become the head.
Golems can't paint.
I want
I wonder if
Another
golems can
possibility
sing.
would be, like I said, I clearly underestimated you, and as you can see, there's been some room opening in my ranks.
Good job.
I can promise you great amounts of wealth and prestige, and the plans for the forge will continue. You could be involved in that.
I turn into Stute again, and I walk up to him, and I put my hand out, and I'm like, as long as we can kill you whenever we want.
I mean, we can do that.
Don't shake on that yet. It's not a good deal for us or for you.
It's not a bad deal for us.
I think we ought to just turn him and the stone over to resistance.
Wow.
I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I don't even know who they are. I met them like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I can kill this guy whenever I want if he
And we
shakes my
thought
hand.
Basil was too trusting.
Like, anytime.
But if we joined the Resistance, even though we learned of them just a little bit ago and how much magical power this has, we're essentially Luke Skywalker.
No, I didn't even get the rare one.
Never.
Yeah, this is a folktale that not even I know.
My name's Stute Arvanarver. That's pretty close to Luke Skywalker.
You're not wrong.
Sybil's gonna try and summon Basil. Just she knows she can't. We're like, Basil, you
Can we
have
just-
to like be here.
Should we just kill him?
Seems like you're the kind of person who would just like be
I'll
here.
come up behind him and I'll just like
Weirdly.
knock him off the pommel.
What works for the
I might just have
campaign?
summoned Basil.
That was the wrong dice.
I guess it's the end of it anyways.
Basil sort of pokes his head from behind the door that he came in. Yep. What?
What would you do with a stone of this power?
I'm going to break his mind.
I would see how far I could skip it across the ocean.
Great. Let's thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks, Basil.
He's like, let's go with this guy.
He's got a better plan.
I say, so we've got a decision, and we all kill him?
Let's do that. Well, hold on. Let's just knock him out now.
What if we?
But he's too powerful, right? We
Council
have to
will
just
decide
kill
his
him.
fate.
We can hold council. What if
I can
we,
just be an invisible octopus on his shoulders all the time,
Surely not all.
Yes, yes.
just ready to
He
strangle
must
him
have Steven
whenever.
on his shoulders as an invisible octopus all the time.
Yep.
Just making sure.
I
That
And not his character.
I'm
Yes,
gonna go
Steven.
Steven.
That's even better.
or worse.
I'm gonna knock him out. I'm just gonna conk him on the head with the palm of the sword. I don't know if you want to attack her.
He crumples to the ground.
what if we join him? Then
Kill him whenever we want.
Sure.
If we join him, if we all join him with all equal interest in this newfound company, we would have control of interest.
That is fair. But I don't actually really like hierarchy, but
I'm afraid that doesn't interest me that much. No pun intended.
nice one.
I've already got more money than I know how to spend. I'd rather do some good.
You need more ways to
What if
spend
we
money.
use the stone to power a hospital for young?
Young golems.
I wonder if we can use it to transmit illusions
Great distance.
over
Multiple
great
distances.
distances.
And create like a
I'm on board with the hospital idea.
word
Let's just make extra
stream.
life in D&D.
That's the word
Yes.
I could.
We'll start, yes, where we play games.
We'll play games
And we'll
transmit
stream
us
it through
playing games.
scrying.
I'll jump this shark with you.
And so end Dungeons and Donations as the 5 characters
So begins.
sat and discussed this for days and days
Yeah.
until they all died of dehydration.
I have good berries.
No.
The stone was never found, and nor Lord Crowstone, as far as we know. The end.
Next time.
Oh. Well, we raised a whole ton of money. It's definitely, I think, at least $200.
Nice.
So thanks to everyone who played. Now I've got to. It's a little bit of cleanup stuff.
Escape.
Do you have all the names and that written down here?
Wait. Do I have any?
I had a 5.
I almost considered donating to add my character again into the campaign. And just be like,
I'm here now.
No, paint myself into the campaign.
Yeah, I had a 5 on standby in case I
So I was like,
Daniel Alexander and Jessica
Very funny.
on there.
Alex, I'm buying myself an entry.
Okay.
For things. There we go.
Steven.
Paint.
I know, babe.
We're good.
Here, I'm gonna throw out all the paintings.
Yeah.
Unless you want to keep them.
Normally I would.
Oh,
but
you
I
are
also
more than welcome to
literally-
frame them on the fridge over there.
Do you want my basil one?
I do. The basil one is like for real my favorite.
Keep
But I
whichever one you
also
want.
don't really
I'm just gonna
want
toss them.
Yeah, I
I'll
do.
keep the
I mean, they're child paintings by an adult, so.
Finger painting is legit my favorite way to paint.
It was very messy.
Nicole wants them.
Yeah, keep them on the.
Nicole wants them?
Yes.
Let me look through them at least.
Okay. I'll leave them over where they're not on that.
Totally not expecting it.
Right.
My name on here, is that what's happening?
Yes, if you donated, your name is on that.
Oh, I didn't.
Did not. Don't write your name on there. That's
That's illegal.
I'll donate right now.
Right. You can donate right now. That works.
Oh, put Ben's name on there as well.
Oh yes, Ben. No, put Basil.
thanks, Ben.
Oh, here we go, Ben. I request Basil. Oh, shoot. Sorry, Ben, if you're still watching, I didn't see the thing about a magic turnip. That's what he wanted the material support to be, a magic turnip.
He did magically turn up at the end.
Oh! Thank you.
Also, Sybil had like a bag of magic fruit. Put
Yeah,
a
it was good.
turnip in there.
I think those cabinets were just fridges. There was magic fridges.
They were magic fridges. Of course they were.
Oh, you don't have to put, you're right here. You don't have to.
I'm already finished.
Okay,
This
so
goes
we're
in
gonna
here.
grab a pen here. And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I mean, it's in frame. If that's what you mean. I don't think it's gonna be legible pretty much no matter what we do. Unless we lower the camera.
Oh. Oh, that's good call. That's good call.
Strike that. Timestamp it.
Thank you. Fold it over.
Oh yeah, I keep wanting contact packs too. I'm 0 at 8 for 2.
Turn on to that switch. Yeah, that's about as good as we're gonna get. A little further.
All right, I need a D10. Sorry, a little further up.
I'd be curious if Ben would.
Yeah, it'll do.
Okay, so first things first, donated by Game Night Games and Cool Stuff. The game Word Spiel is going to go to
The price that we're selling them right
Walker.
Hey! It's not rigged.
And second, surplus of poops. I mean popes.
Yeah.
Is going to go to
I kind of want to build them.
Jessica. Jessica, you get that. I don't know.
The worst color.
And our grand prize of a copy of Alita Battle Angel
In set 2, you can like run a red
to Melissa. All right, so now the other thing is one of the players today is going to get a copy of Battle Alita Angel. Alita Battle Angel. So I also have to do the first session.
I'll take myself out of this one because I already have one.
So we've got
actually be a decent deck. Yeah, it is actually.
Is it gonna create a lot of audio?
One sec. Yeah. It should be.
Yeah, but Robbie doesn't play meta. He plays like.
But I can.
Meta now. He's flying.
So we had what, 5?
Yes, grab the list.
Okay. So a D5, please.
Got the D10.
So it's a D10 again.
Here. But mine's right.
Final user.
So it's a D10 again.
Why do you think I won that game?
6, which is
6.
3. Or was that? No, yeah, that's 6.
Yeah, 6, which is 3. So Steven, you want a copy of Alita Battle Angel? It was for all the players. The world. All right, this is Jessica. Okay, so thank you everybody for tuning in. It's too bright. Yeah, we raised over $200 today. So congratulations to all the players who had a good time.
Yes.
And thank you all for coming and playing. And everyone just remember, November 2nd, I've got my 24-hour live stream. I'll be going all day, midnight to midnight. So be ready to tune into that. And always accepting more donations. All right?
You're insane.
All right, Steven?
Can I plug?
Oh, yeah, go.
Is that like the official day? Or is it the...
Well, November 2nd is the official day, but you can do it whenever.
I think the second. I think also on the 2nd, twitch.tv/Lanaroos, the one that I had for my donation thing. We'll also be doing a 24-hour one, but we'll be noon to noon, like normal, non-crazy people. There'll be a number of us there playing lots of video games, so
Whatever.
check it out.
And mine, I think I'm
Whatever you guys want to do.
doing the day after or the day before. And it's just gonna be 12 hours, but I should be playing Destiny. And
Sitting too long?
and it's probably just gonna
The
be a
worst.
12-hour Destiny raid-a-thon.
Nice.
So come up for that. That's twitch.tv/shamonic, SHAMONIC. Yeah, it'll be great. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed.
All right, Steven,
Have a
hit the
good one.
button.
I'm hitting the button.